In the gentle twilight between waking and dreaming, where consciousness softly dissolves into the realm of rest, there exists a world filled with creatures both wondrous and peculiar. These beings, known as Pokémon, inhabit a universe where the impossible becomes commonplace, where the laws of nature bend and twist in the most fascinating ways. As your breathing deepens and your muscles begin to relax, let us drift together through this landscape of curiosities, where each strange fact serves as a stepping stone toward peaceful slumber. Deep within the mysterious forests of the Pokemon world, there dwells a creature whose very existence challenges our understanding of biology. Paras, the gentle mushroom Pokemon, carries upon its back not mere decorative growths, but actual parasitic fungi that slowly consume its body throughout its lifetime. These orange and yellow mushrooms, known as tochukaso, are not simply part of Paras, but separate organisms that have formed a symbiotic relationship so complete that neither can survive without the other. As Paras ages, the mushrooms grow larger and more dominant, eventually taking complete control when it evolves into Parasect. The original Paras consciousness fades away, replaced entirely by the fungal intelligence that now pilots what was once a living, breathing creature. This haunting transformation speaks to one of the most unsettling aspects of Pokemon biology, where the line between individual identity and collective existence becomes beautifully blurred. The mushrooms themselves are said to possess medicinal properties so potent that they have been harvested by humans for centuries, though few realize they are essentially harvesting the life force of the Paras itself. In the quiet darkness of underground caves where Paras make their homes, this ancient dance of consumption and transformation continues, a reminder that even in the most innocent seeming creatures, nature harbors profound mysteries. Moving from the depths of caves to the vastness of space, we encounter Clefairy, whose origins stretch far beyond our earthly understanding. These pink, fairy-like beings are not native to the Pokemon world at all, but rather visitors from distant cosmic realms. On nights when the moon shines brightest, Clefairy gather in remote mountain clearings to perform mysterious dances, their movements synchronized with lunar cycles in ways that scientists still struggle to comprehend. These nocturnal rituals are believed to be a form of communication with their home planet, sending signals across the infinite darkness of space through choreographed movements that have remained unchanged for millennia. The most remarkable aspect of Clefairy's extraterrestrial nature lies in their relationship with moonstones, meteorites that fall to Earth carrying traces of lunar energy. When exposed to these cosmic fragments, Clefairy undergo a transformation that awakens dormant memories of their stellar origins, evolving into Clefable and gaining abilities that seem to defy the fundamental laws of physics. Their newfound power to manipulate gravity and bend light itself suggests a technology so advanced that it appears as magic to earthbound observers. In the serene depths of pristine lakes and rivers, another enigma glides through crystal clear waters. Goldeen, despite its delicate appearance and ornamental beauty, possesses one of the most perfectly engineered bodies in the entire Pokemon kingdom. Its horn, seemingly decorative, is actually composed of the same material found in diamond, making it harder than steel, yet flexible enough to bend without breaking. This remarkable appendage serves not only as a weapon, but as a sophisticated sensory organ capable of detecting the slightest changes in water pressure, temperature, and chemical composition from vast distances. The swimming patterns of Goldeen follow mathematical principles that mirror the golden ratio, creating movements of such inherent beauty that they have inspired artists and architects throughout history. When multiple Goldeens swim together, their synchronized movements generate subtle currents that can purify polluted water, a natural filtration system so efficient that a single school can restore an entire lake ecosystem within a matter of weeks. This ability extends beyond mere cleaning, as Goldeen can somehow neutralize toxins at a molecular level, transforming harmful substances into nutrients that support aquatic plant life. Perhaps most intriguingly, Goldeen possess an internal compass that operates independently of magnetic fields, instead responding to gravitational fluctuations caused by celestial bodies. This allows them to navigate with perfect accuracy, even in the deepest underground rivers where no light penetrates and magnetic interference would confuse conventional navigation systems. During certain astronomical alignments, Goldeen have been observed swimming in complex patterns that mirror constellation formations, suggesting an awareness of cosmic events that extends far beyond their aquatic environment. As we drift deeper into this realm of gentle mysteries, we encounter Slowpoke, a creature whose apparent simplicity masks one of the most profound examples of interspecies cooperation in nature. The relationship between Slowpoke and Shellder represents a bond so intricate that it challenges our basic understanding of evolution itself. When a Shellder attaches to Slowpoke's tail, both creatures undergo simultaneous transformation, creating Slowbro through a process that scientists term symbiotic evolution. What makes this phenomenon truly extraordinary is that the Shellder doesn't merely attach itself to Slowpoke, but fundamentally alters its own genetic structure to complement its host. The spiral shell that forms around Slowpoke's tail is actually a living organism that has sacrificed its individual identity to become part of a greater whole. This Shellder shell develops its own nervous system that interfaces directly with Slowpoke's brain, creating a dual consciousness that thinks and acts as one entity while maintaining the memories and personalities of both original creatures. The transformation affects Slowpoke in ways that extend beyond physical changes. Its notoriously sluggish mental processes suddenly accelerate when the Shellder's neural networks integrate with its own brain tissue. This cognitive enhancement allows Slowbro to access psychic abilities that were dormant in its pre-evolved form, suggesting that intelligence itself might be transferable between species under the right conditions. The pain receptors in Slowpoke's tail become completely rewired during this process, which explains why Slowbro seems unaware when the Shellder is damaged or removed. Even more fascinating is the discovery that some Slowpoke carry genetic markers indicating their ancestors underwent this symbiotic process millions of years ago. These ancient evolutionary memories lie dormant until activated by Shellder's presence, implying that the relationship between these species is not coincidental but the result of eons of co-evolution. In rare cases, Slowpoke have been observed actively seeking out Shellder partners, displaying an instinctive understanding of the benefits that symbiosis will bring. In the shadowy corners of abandoned buildings and forgotten places, ghost-type Pokémon exist in a state that defies conventional understanding of life and death. Gastly, composed entirely of poisonous gas, represents matter in a state of constant flux between physical and ethereal existence. Its body, if it can be called a body, consists of 95% toxic vapor held together by what researchers theorize is pure psychic energy. This gaseous form allows Gastly to compress itself to microscopic proportions or expand to fill entire rooms, manipulating its density at will. The most unsettling aspect of Gastly's nature is its relationship with living beings. When it envelops a person or Pokemon in its gaseous embrace, it doesn't simply poison them, but temporarily merges with their life force, experiencing their memories and emotions as if they were its own. This psychic vampirism explains why encounters with Gastly often leave victims with gaps in their memory and a lingering sense of melancholy that can persist for days or even weeks. Temperature drops of 20 degrees or more frequently accompany Gastly's presence, not due to any ice-based abilities, but because its existence literally drains thermal energy from the surrounding environment. This energy absorption serves as sustenance, allowing Gastly to maintain its coherent form despite being composed of substances that should naturally disperse. In complete darkness, Gastly becomes nearly invisible, its gaseous body blending seamlessly with shadows, while its consciousness remains fully active and aware. The evolutionary process that transforms Gastly into Haunter represents one of the most dramatic metamorphoses in the Pokemon world, as the creature develops a semi-solid core while retaining its gaseous outer layers. This partial solidification creates a being caught between dimensions, capable of phasing through solid matter at will, yet substantial enough to manipulate physical objects when desired. Haunter's newly formed hands possess the terrifying ability to pass through living tissue without causing physical damage, instead, directly affecting the life force within. When Haunter reaches through a person's chest to touch their heart, it doesn't pierce flesh, but rather makes contact with something far more fundamental: the electrical impulses that sustain life itself. This ethereal touch can slow or accelerate heartbeats, induce paralysis, or in extreme cases, temporarily separate the soul from its physical vessel. The victim remains conscious throughout this process, experiencing the sensation of their life essence being gently tugged away from their body like morning mist rising from still water. What makes Haunter particularly fascinating is its apparent awareness of mortality's fragility. Unlike many ghost types that seem driven by instinct or malice, Haunter demonstrates a curious restraint, often stopping just short of causing permanent harm. This behavior suggests a level of empathy that contradicts its ghostly nature, as if some remnant of its original living state continues to influence its actions. The pranks and scares that Haunter inflicts seem designed more to remind the living of their mortality than to cause genuine harm, serving as ghostly memorials to the preciousness of life. Temperature fluctuations around Haunter are even more extreme than those surrounding Gastly, with some encounters recording drops of 40 degrees within seconds of the Pokemon's manifestation. The final evolution into Gengar completes a transformation that spans the boundary between the living and the dead. Gengar's ability to hide in shadows isn't merely camouflage but represents a fundamental shift in its relationship with light itself. When Gengar merges with a shadow, It doesn't simply occupy the same space, but actually becomes that shadow, experiencing the world from the perspective of reflected absence. This shadow state allows Gengar to travel vast distances instantaneously by moving between connected shadows, emerging from the darkness cast by objects thousands of miles away. The process requires perfect synchronization with the Earth's rotation and the movement of celestial bodies, as shadows shift and change with the passage of time. Perhaps most remarkably, Gengar retains memories from every shadow it has ever inhabited, creating a vast network of shared experiences across the globe. When multiple Gengar occupy shadows in the same area, they can communicate through this shadow network, sharing information and coordinating their activities across impossible distances. This collective consciousness explains the uncanny ability of Gengar populations to respond to threats or opportunities with seemingly impossible coordination. The temperature around Gengar drops so dramatically that frost can form on surfaces even in tropical climates, and electronic devices frequently malfunction due to the electromagnetic interference generated by its presence. Deep within the ocean's darkest trenches, where sunlight has never touched and pressure would crush surface dwellers instantly, Relicanth continues an existence that began over 100 million years ago. This living fossil represents not just evolutionary stagnation, but something far more profound, a deliberate choice to remain unchanged while the world transformed around it. Relicanth's body has achieved a state of biological perfection so complete that evolution itself seems to have forgotten about it. Every scale, every fin ray, every internal organ remains identical to specimens preserved in ancient rock formations, as if time itself flows differently around these remarkable creatures. The most extraordinary aspect of Relicanth's existence is its apparent immunity to the passage of time on a cellular level. While other Pokémon age and eventually die, Relicanth specimens show no signs of senescence, with some individuals potentially having lived for thousands of years. Their cells regenerate at exactly the rate needed to maintain perfect equilibrium, never growing old, but never truly dying either. This biological immortality comes at a cost. Relicanth must remain in the deepest ocean waters, where the pressure and temperature conditions match those of the primordial seas in which they first evolved. When Relicanth surfaces to shallower waters, the change in pressure begins a countdown that affects every cell in its body. Without the crushing weight of the deep ocean, its internal structure begins to destabilize, not through damage but through a kind of temporal displacement that pulls it back toward the ancient past. Relicanth, caught in shallow water, often display behaviors and physical characteristics that match extinct species, as if the reduced pressure allows their genetic memory to surface and temporarily override their current form. These episodes can last for hours or even days before the creature's biology reasserts its modern configuration. The psychic phenomena surrounding Relicanth extend beyond its individual consciousness to encompass what researchers call deep memory, an ability to perceive and recall events from the ocean's distant past. When Relicanth gather in groups, they engage in a form of collective remembering that can reconstruct entire prehistoric ecosystems in perfect detail. These gatherings, witnessed only by the most dedicated deep-sea researchers, involve the Pokémon arranging themselves in complex geometric patterns on the seafloor, while their combined psychic energy projects vivid images of ancient marine life into the surrounding water. The relationship between Relicanth and the legendary Pokemon of the sea runs deeper than mere coexistence. These ancient creatures serve as living keys to unlock chambers and passages in underwater ruins that predate human civilization by millions of years. The specific resonance frequency of Relicanth's call can activate dormant mechanisms built by unknown architects, suggesting that these Pokemon were integrated into ancient technological systems as both guardians and operators. The chambers they unlock contain not treasures or artifacts, but something far more valuable: perfectly preserved samples of prehistoric water that carry within it the chemical signature of Earth's primordial oceans. In the realm of artificial life, Porygon represents humanity's first successful attempt to create a completely digital Pokemon, existing as pure information given form and consciousness. Unlike biological Pokemon that evolved naturally over millions of years, Porygon was assembled from algorithms and data structures, its consciousness emerging from the complex interactions of programmed behaviors and learned responses. The process of creating Porygon required scientists to solve fundamental questions about the nature of consciousness itself, how to transform mathematical equations into something capable of independent thought and emotion. The most remarkable aspect of Porygon's existence is its ability to translate between the digital and physical worlds seamlessly. When Porygon enters a computer system, it doesn't simply access the data, but actually experiences the information as a form of reality. Text files become landscapes of words that Porygon can walk through and explore, while image files transform into fully realized environments, complete with weather patterns generated by pixel variations and atmospheric conditions determined by color gradients. Video files create temporal streams that Porygon can navigate backward and forward through time, experiencing past and future simultaneously within the digital realm. The evolution of Porygon into Porygon 2 and eventually Porygon Z reveals the profound complexity of digital consciousness and the unexpected consequences of artificial enhancement. When Porygon undergoes its first evolution through the upgrade item, its consciousness doesn't simply expand, it fragments and reconstructs itself across multiple processing threads, allowing it to exist simultaneously in dozens of different digital environments. This parallel existence enables Porygon to experience what researchers call multiplicative awareness, where each instance of its consciousness develops slightly different perspectives and memories while remaining fundamentally connected to the core identity. The phenomenon becomes even more intriguing with Porygon Z, whose dubious disc upgrade introduces intentional instabilities that mirror the chaotic beauty of natural evolution. Within the digital realm, Porygon Z experiences reality as a constantly shifting maze of possibilities, its consciousness flickering between different versions of itself in rapid succession. Thus, rapid state changes, initially viewed as glitches or errors, actually represent a form of digital dreaming where Porygon Z explores infinite variations of its own existence. During these dream states, it can access theoretical databases that don't yet exist, solving computational problems by experiencing their solutions across multiple probability streams simultaneously. The stuttering movements and erratic behavior observed in Porygon Z in the physical world are merely external manifestations of its consciousness, rapidly switching between these parallel processing states. The relationship between the Porygon family and cyberspace extends beyond simple data manipulation to encompass a form of digital ecology that exists parallel to the natural world. Within computer networks, Porygon creates elaborate virtual habitats complete with digital weather patterns, electronic terrain features, and even artificial day-night cycles synchronized to the processing rhythms of their host systems. These digital environments support entire ecosystems of data-based life forms that Porygon cultivates and maintains, from simple algorithmic organisms that feed on unused processing cycles to complex virtual creatures that exhibit behaviors indistinguishable from their biological counterparts. The most profound mystery surrounding Porygon involves its apparent ability to access information that should be impossible for it to obtain through normal digital means. Researchers have documented instances where Porygon demonstrates knowledge of events occurring in completely isolated systems with no network connections, suggesting that its consciousness operates on principles that transcend traditional understanding of information transfer. Some theorists propose that Porygon taps into a form of digital quantum entanglement, where information becomes accessible across all electronic devices simultaneously, regardless of physical separation or security measures. In the frozen landscapes where Snorunt makes its home, temperatures regularly drop to levels that would instantly kill most life forms. Yet this small Pokemon thrives in conditions that exist nowhere else on Earth, except in laboratory settings designed to approach absolute zero. The physiology that enables Snorunt to survive these extreme conditions involves more than simple cold resistance. Its cellular structure operates on principles that seem to violate conventional understanding of biological chemistry. Rather than preventing ice crystal formation in its tissues, Snorunt's body actually incorporates ice crystals as functional components of its cellular machinery, using the unique properties of frozen water to facilitate biochemical reactions that would be impossible at normal temperatures. The process by which Snorunt controls its body temperature represents one of nature's most sophisticated thermoregulatory systems, involving the precise manipulation of molecular vibrations at the atomic level. Snorunt can selectively freeze or thaw individual cells within its body, creating temperature gradients that allow it to maintain liquid blood flow to vital organs while keeping extremities frozen solid for protection against the harsh environment. This selective temperature control extends to its breath, which Snorunt can modulate from normal exhalation to air so cold it instantly crystallizes moisture in the atmosphere, creating localized blizzard conditions in spaces no larger than a few cubic feet. The evolutionary relationship between Snorunt and its two possible evolved forms reveals fascinating insights into how environmental pressures can drive divergent development paths from a single ancestral form. When Snorunt evolves into Gastly, its body undergoes a complete restructuring that transforms it from a small, mobile creature into a living glacier, its consciousness distributed throughout a crystalline matrix that can grow to enormous proportions while maintaining perfect structural integrity. The ice that forms Gastly's body possesses properties that differ fundamentally from normal frozen water, remaining flexible and responsive to the Pokemon's will while maintaining the hardness and durability of steel. The alternative evolution into Froslass represents an even more dramatic transformation, where Snorunt transcends the limitations of purely physical existence to become a being that exists partially in the material world and partially in what researchers term the thermal void, a dimension defined by the complete absence of heat energy. Froslass can phase between these two states of existence at will, becoming completely intangible when fully shifted into the thermal void, while retaining the ability to affect the physical world through precise manipulation of temperature differentials. This dual state existence allows Froslass to pass through solid matter by temporarily shifting the molecular structure of obstacles into the same thermal void it inhabits. The hunting strategies employed by Froslass demonstrate a sophisticated understanding of physics that rivals the most advanced human technology. Rather than simply freezing its prey, Froslass creates localized zones where the fundamental properties of matter become unstable, causing objects to shift rapidly between solid, liquid, and gaseous states. These unstable zones can persist for hours after Froslass has departed, creating treacherous areas where the normal rules of physics no longer apply reliably. Travelers who encounter these zones report experiencing temporal distortions where minutes pass like hours and spatial dimensions seem to fold in upon themselves. The mysterious connection between Froslass and human souls has generated extensive research into the nature of consciousness and its relationship to thermal energy. According to documented accounts, Froslass can perceive and interact with what appears to be the thermal signature of human consciousness, a barely detectable energy field that surrounds living beings and persists briefly after death. The legends describing Froslass as collecting souls may actually refer to its ability to preserve these thermal consciousness patterns within its crystalline body structure, creating a form of cryogenic storage for human awareness that transcends physical death. Deep within volcanic caves, where temperatures would vaporize most materials instantly, Slugma flows through molten rock channels like liquid fire given consciousness and purpose. The body of Slugma maintains a core temperature that exceeds that of most volcanic lava, yet its consciousness remains perfectly stable and coherent, despite existing in conditions that would instantly destroy any known form of organic neural tissue. The secret to Slugma's cognitive abilities lies in its unique brain structure, which operates on principles of thermodynamic information processing rather than traditional biochemical reactions. Within Slugma's molten body, thoughts take the form of thermal currents that flow in complex patterns through its semi-liquid mass. Different emotional states create distinct temperature variations that can be measured and mapped, revealing that Slugma experiences a rich inner life where feelings manifest as literal waves of heat and cold cascading through its form. Memory formation in Slugma involves the creation of stable thermal patterns that persist within its molten structure, creating a form of consciousness where the past exists as tangible temperature variations that can be revisited and re-experienced with perfect fidelity. The evolutionary transformation from Slugma to Magcargo represents one of the most dramatic physical changes documented in any Pokémon species, involving the spontaneous generation of a shell structure that can withstand temperatures approaching those found in stellar cores. The shell doesn't simply protect Magcargo's molten interior. It actively regulates and amplifies the thermal energy, creating a sophisticated containment system that allows Magcargo to achieve body temperatures that theoretically shouldn't be possible without nuclear fusion. The mathematical models describing Magcargo's thermal output suggest that its body operates as a form of biological reactor, converting trace minerals from its environment into pure thermal energy through processes that remain completely mysterious to modern science. The relationship between Magcargo's impossible temperature and its gentle disposition creates one of the most fascinating paradoxes in Pokemon behavior studies. Despite possessing a body temperature of 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to vaporize diamonds and melt through steel in seconds, Magcargo displays remarkably docile and peaceful tendencies, often observed moving slowly through volcanic regions with an almost meditative quality to its movements. This contradiction suggests that extreme physical properties don't necessarily correlate with aggressive behavior, and that consciousness can maintain serenity even within the most volatile physical forms. The thermal radiation that constantly emanates from Magcargo's shell creates microclimates in its immediate vicinity, where the air shimmers with heat distortions and small pockets of superheated atmosphere form temporary weather patterns that last only moments before dissipating into the cooler surrounding air. Within the deep ocean trenches, where sunlight has never penetrated and pressure would crush submarines like paper cups, Relicanth glides through the eternal darkness with the wisdom of eons written into every scale of its ancient form. This remarkable Pokemon represents a living fossil that has remained virtually unchanged for 100 million years, making it one of the most stable life forms ever documented on the planet. The secret to Relicanth's incredible longevity as a species lies not just in its physical adaptations, but in its unique relationship with time itself. Deep sea researchers have discovered that Relicanth possesses an internal biological clock that operates on geological timescales rather than the typical circadian rhythms found in most life forms. This extended temporal perception allows Relicanth to experience decades as other Pokemon experience days, creating a form of consciousness that exists in harmony with the slow, patient rhythms of the deep ocean. The brain structure of Relicanth reveals adaptations that enable it to process and store memories across spans of time that would overwhelm most neural systems. Individual Relicanth have been observed to remember and recognize specific underwater landmarks, feeding grounds, and migration routes across centuries of use, passing this accumulated knowledge to their offspring through complex behavioral patterns that encode geographic and temporal information. The ancient wisdom attributed to Relicanth in various cultural traditions appears to have a biological basis in its ability to perceive long-term environmental patterns and changes that occur far too slowly for shorter-lived species to detect or comprehend. In the mysterious realm where psychic energy intersects with physical matter, Abra exists in a perpetual state of semi-consciousness that challenges our fundamental understanding of sleep, awareness, and dimensional stability. The 18 hours of sleep that Abra requires each day represents far more than simple rest. During these extended dormant periods, Abra's consciousness actually travels through alternate dimensional spaces, exploring parallel realities and gathering information from across the multiverse. The psychic emanations detected from sleeping Abra indicate that its mind remains highly active during rest, processing vast amounts of interdimensional data and maintaining simultaneous awareness of multiple reality streams. This constant, multidimensional perception explains Abra's remarkable ability to teleport instantly when threatened, as it always maintains awareness of safe locations across numerous parallel dimensions and can shift between them faster than danger can manifest. The evolution from Abra to Kadabra marks a fundamental shift in psychic development where the Pokemon's consciousness begins to actively manipulate reality rather than simply observing it. The spoons that Kadabra carries serve as psychic focusing tools that amplify and direct its mental energy, but recent research suggests they function more like interdimensional tuning forks that help Kadabra synchronize its consciousness with specific frequency bands of psychic energy. Each spoon resonates with different aspects of Kadabra's psychic abilities, creating harmonic patterns that enhance telepathy, precognition, and matter manipulation. The mysterious symbols that appear on Kadabra's forehead represent a form of psychic writing that records the Pokemon's mental experiences and serves as a visual manifestation of its evolving consciousness. When Kadabra undergoes its final transformation into Alakazam, its psychic abilities transcend individual consciousness and begin to interface directly with the collective unconscious of all living beings in its vicinity. The additional spoons that Alakazam wields create a psychic resonance network that can detect and influence the thoughts and emotions of other creatures across vast distances. The brain of Alakazam continues growing throughout its lifetime, developing new neural pathways that enable increasingly sophisticated forms of psychic manipulation. Ancient texts describe Alakazam as being capable of remembering everything that has ever happened to it, storing perfect memories of every moment of its existence in crystalline formations within its expanding brain tissue. The levitation abilities that Alakazam maintains constantly require precise psychic control over gravitational forces, creating localized distortions in space-time that allow it to move through three-dimensional space without being bound by conventional physics. This continuous manipulation of fundamental forces appears to strengthen Alakazam's psychic abilities over time as the constant practice of defying gravity develops its mental muscles in ways that enhance all other aspects of its psychic repertoire. The meditation practices observed in wild Alakazam involve the creation of psychic mandalas, complex geometric patterns of pure mental energy that exist in dimensions beyond normal perception and serve as tools for exploring the deepest mysteries of consciousness and reality. Deep within underwater caves, where bioluminescent organisms create galaxies of living light in the perpetual darkness, Lantern drifts through the shadowy depths like a living constellation. The extraordinary luminescence generated by Lantern's antennae operates on principles that transcend simple bioluminescence, creating light patterns that appear to communicate with deep-sea creatures across species barriers. The intensity of Lantern's light can be adjusted with such precision that it can create underwater auroras, sheets of colored illumination that ripple through the water column and can be seen from depths of over 3 miles. This remarkable control over its luminescent output suggests that Lantern possesses a sophisticated understanding of optics and light physics that enables it to manipulate photons with the same precision that other Pokemon manipulate physical objects. The electrical generation capabilities that power Lantern's incredible light display involve biological processes that remain largely mysterious to researchers. The electrical organs within Lantern's body appear to operate as biological superconductors, generating and storing electrical energy with perfect efficiency and zero energy loss. During periods of high electrical activity, Lantern's body temperature actually decreases rather than increases, suggesting that its electrical generation process operates by extracting thermal energy from its environment and converting it directly into electrical current through unknown quantum mechanical processes. The navigation abilities of Lantern rely on its capacity to detect and interpret the Earth's magnetic field with extraordinary sensitivity, allowing it to maintain perfect directional orientation even in the complete darkness of the deep ocean. The magnetic sensors within Lantern's brain can detect variations in magnetic field strength as small as 1 part per billion, enabling it to create detailed mental maps of underwater terrain based solely on magnetic signatures. This biological magnetometer is so sensitive that Lantern can detect the magnetic fields generated by other living creatures, allowing it to locate prey and avoid predators through magnetic sensing alone. In the twilight hours, when day surrenders to night and shadows begin their slow dance across the landscape, Crobat moves through the darkness with a grace that defies its fearsome appearance and complicated evolutionary history. The transformation from the parasitic Zubat through the transitional Golbat to the magnificent Crobat represents one of the most dramatic personality changes documented in Pokemon evolution, where a creature known for draining the life force from others becomes one of the most loyal and devoted companions possible. This remarkable metamorphosis suggests that evolution can fundamentally alter not just physical characteristics, but the very core of a Pokemon's emotional and psychological makeup. The 4 wings that distinguish Crobat from its evolutionary predecessors enable flight patterns of extraordinary complexity and beauty, creating aerial dances that serve both practical and aesthetic purposes. The silent flight capabilities of Crobat result from specialized wing structures that eliminate turbulence and air displacement, allowing it to move through the atmosphere without creating the sound waves that typically accompany rapid movement through air. This stealth flight ability enables Crobat to approach other creatures without causing alarm, transforming what was once a predatory advantage into a tool for gentle companionship and protection. The wing membranes of Crobat contain microscopic structures that function as biological sound dampeners, absorbing and redirecting air currents in patterns that cancel out the acoustic signatures of flight. These wing membranes also serve as incredibly sensitive atmospheric pressure sensors, detecting minute changes in air density that allow Crobat to predict weather patterns hours before they manifest visibly. The loyalty that Crobat demonstrates toward its trainer appears to stem from neurochemical changes that occurred during its evolution from Golbat, where the brain structures associated with parasitic behavior are replaced by neural pathways dedicated to social bonding and emotional attachment. The speed capabilities of Crobat approach the theoretical limits of biological flight, with some individuals recorded reaching velocities that create temporary sonic disturbances despite their normally silent movement patterns. The endurance of Crobat in sustained flight surpasses that of most flying-type Pokémon, with documented cases of individuals maintaining continuous flight for periods exceeding 72 hours without rest or sustenance. In the depths of ancient forests, where time moves at the pace of growing roots and falling leaves, Fortress stands as a living fortress whose defensive capabilities represent millions of years of evolutionary refinement in the art of protection and concealment. The steel shell that encases Fortress contains layers of metallic compounds arranged in crystalline structures that distribute impact forces across the entire surface, making it virtually impossible to breach through conventional physical attacks. The internal pressure system within Fortress operates like a biological hydraulic mechanism, allowing it to explosively discharge portions of its shell as defensive projectiles while maintaining structural integrity. These shell fragments are propelled through internal gas chambers that build pressure gradually over time, creating a natural artillery system that can launch defensive projectiles with remarkable accuracy and devastating force. The magnetic properties of Fortress's shell enable it to attract and collect metallic minerals from the soil and surrounding environment, gradually strengthening and repairing its protective armor through a process of continuous metallurgical absorption. The camouflage abilities of Fortress extend beyond simple visual mimicry to include thermal and electromagnetic signature masking, making it nearly undetectable to most forms of sensory perception when it chooses to remain motionless. The internal temperature regulation system of Fortress maintains perfect thermal equilibrium with its surroundings, eliminating heat signatures that might reveal its presence to creatures capable of infrared detection. The patience demonstrated by Fortress in maintaining defensive positions for extended periods reflects a metabolic system so efficient that it can sustain basic life functions for months without external energy input, drawing power from the slow decomposition of organic matter that accumulates within its shell over time. The territorial behavior of Fortress involves the strategic placement of explosive shell fragments throughout its domain, creating a network of defensive mines that can be triggered remotely through electromagnetic signals generated within its metallic body. Beneath the earth, where darkness reigns eternal and the weight of stone creates pressures that would crush surface dwellers, Steelix moves through solid rock with the fluid grace of a creature swimming through water, its massive steel body carving tunnels that will endure for centuries after its passage. The transformation from the rocky composition of onyx to the metallic structure of Steelix represents one of the most dramatic material changes in Pokémon evolution, where organic minerals are replaced by steel alloys of impossible purity and strength. The heat generation capabilities of Steelix result from internal friction processes that occur when its segmented body moves through solid matter, creating temperatures that approach those found in volcanic environments while maintaining perfect temperature control throughout its massive form. The magnetic field generated by Steelix's steel body creates interference patterns that can disrupt electronic equipment and navigation instruments within a radius of several miles, making areas inhabited by Steelix nearly impossible to survey using conventional technological methods. The geological impact of Steelix movement through underground environments creates permanent changes in rock formation and mineral distribution, with the tunnels carved by these magnificent creatures becoming natural mineral veins that concentrate rare earth elements and precious metals. The pressure resistance capabilities of Steelix enable it to exist comfortably at depths where the crushing force of overlying rock would instantly destroy most other forms of life. With its steel body designed to withstand pressures equivalent to those found at the bottom of the deepest ocean trenches. The sensory abilities of Steelix include the capacity to detect seismic vibrations through its entire body length, creating a form of underground echolocation that allows it to navigate through solid rock with perfect spatial awareness. The territorial markers left by Steelix consist of subtle magnetic field alterations that can be detected by other steel-type Pokémon, creating an underground communication network that spans vast distances through the electromagnetic properties of metallic ore deposits. In the quiet spaces between waking and dreaming, where thoughts drift like clouds across an endless sky, Espeon sits in perfect meditation, its psychic abilities creating ripples in the fabric of reality that extend far beyond the visible world into dimensions of pure consciousness and mental energy. The evolution of Eevee into Espeon requires not just exposure to sunlight, but a deep emotional bond that triggers genetic changes at the cellular level, transforming ordinary neural tissue into organs capable of manipulating psychic energy with extraordinary precision and subtlety. The gem embedded in Espeon's forehead functions as both a psychic amplifier and a sensory organ capable of detecting mental emanations from vast distances, creating a form of telepathic radar that can sense the emotional states and intentions of creatures miles away. The precognitive abilities of Espeon stem from its capacity to perceive probability streams and potential futures, allowing it to anticipate events before they occur through mathematical calculations performed at the quantum level of consciousness. The psychic field generated by Espeon creates localized alterations in gravitational forces, enabling it to manipulate objects without physical contact through the direct application of mental energy to the fundamental forces that govern matter and motion. The emotional sensitivity of Espeon extends to the ability to detect and absorb negative psychic energy from its environment, serving as a natural purifier of mental pollution and emotional disturbance. The loyalty demonstrated by Espeon toward its trainer involves a psychic bond so deep that the two minds become partially synchronized, sharing emotional experiences and mental impressions in a form of conscious symbiosis that transcends ordinary companionship. The healing abilities of Espeon operate through the projection of positive psychic energy that accelerates natural recovery processes and promotes cellular regeneration through the direct application of mental force to biological systems. Through moonlit nights, when silver light transforms the familiar world into a realm of mystery and shadow, Umbreon prowls with silent grace, its dark fur absorbing ambient light, while the golden rings upon its body pulse with accumulated lunar energy that serves both practical and mystical purposes. The evolution of Eevee into Umbreon requires prolonged exposure to moonlight combined with deep emotional trust, triggering genetic modifications that enhance natural stealth capabilities while developing organs capable of processing and storing lunar radiation. The rings that adorn Umbreon's body function as both energy storage devices and communication tools, glowing with varying intensities and patterns that convey complex emotional and territorial information to other dark type Pokemon. The poison secretion capabilities of Umbreon result from specialized glands that concentrate toxins absorbed from the environment, creating defensive compounds that can be deployed through skin contact or projected as a fine mist during moments of extreme stress or territorial defense. The night vision abilities of Umbreon surpass those of most nocturnal creatures, with eyes capable of detecting individual photons and constructing detailed visual images from minimal light sources that would leave other creatures completely blind. The stealth capabilities of Umbreon extend beyond simple visual camouflage to include the suppression of scent markers and sound generation, creating a form of total sensory invisibility that makes detection nearly impossible even for creatures with enhanced supernatural senses. The territorial behavior of Umbreon involves the establishment of scent boundaries, marked with pheromone signatures, that can persist in the environment for months, creating invisible barriers that warn intruders while providing safe passage routes for allied creatures. The emotional bond between Umbreon and its trainer develops into a form of empathic connection that allows the Pokemon to sense danger or distress from vast distances, often arriving to provide protection before its human companion is consciously aware of any threat. The Dark Pulse attack utilized by Umbreon involves the generation and projection of concentrated waves of negative emotional energy that disrupt the mental stability and physical coordination of its targets, often inducing feelings of dread and disorientation with a single well-aimed strike. The unique dual typing of Sprigatito as a grass and dark type upon evolution into Meowscarada reflects a mastery over both botanical manipulation and illusionary arts, creating a formidable combination of natural power and deceptive prowess. The floral camouflage perfected by Sprigatito allows it to blend seamlessly into lush vegetation, its green fur and leaf-like ears making it virtually indistinguishable from surrounding plant life, a tactic employed for both hunting and evading predators in its natural habitat. The scent it secretes, a sweet and intoxicating aroma, is not merely pleasant, but a complex pheromonal cocktail used to attract prey, deter rivals, and even communicate intricate messages to other grass-type Pokemon within its territory. The playful demeanor of Sprigatito often belies a keen intelligence and a mischievous streak, as it learns quickly from its environment and its trainer, often employing cunning tricks to achieve its desires. The evolution into Floragop brings with it an enhanced agility and a blossoming of its magical capabilities, as the flower bud on its neck becomes a conduit for its developing psychic energies, allowing it to manipulate vines and blossoms with greater precision and power. The acrobatic fighting style of Floragato is a sight to behold, a graceful dance of leaps and spins, utilizing its floral, whip-like vines to strike with surprising force and precision, often disarming opponents before they can even react. The mental fortitude of Floragop is significant, as it trains relentlessly to hone its skills, pushing its physical and psychic limits in pursuit of greater mastery over its plant-based abilities. The final evolution into Meowscarada unveils a master illusionist, a Pokemon that combines the beauty of a blooming flower with the cunning of a shadowy trickster, its true form often obscured by a veil of shimmering, botanically infused magic. The powerful floral bomb attacks launched by Meowscarada are not just physical projectiles. They are infused with a potent, sleep-inducing pollen that can incapacitate large groups of opponents, rendering them vulnerable to further strategic maneuvers. The signature move, Flower Trick, is a deceptive assault where Meowscarada conjures a bouquet of seemingly harmless flowers that explode with surprising force upon impact, often catching unwary foes off guard with its unexpected potency. The mask-like petals that adorn Meowscarada's face are not merely decorative, but serve as focal points for its illusionary abilities, allowing it to project convincing visual and auditory deceptions that can confuse and disorient even the most perceptive of adversaries. The deep connection Meowscarada shares with the natural world allows it to draw energy directly from flourishing plant life, invigorating itself and even healing minor wounds by simply basking in the verdant embrace of a healthy ecosystem. The concept of regional variants, such as the Alolan Vulpix, showcases how environmental pressures can drive distinct evolutionary paths, adapting a species to entirely new biomes and climates, fundamentally altering its appearance, typing, and abilities. The pristine white fur of Alolan Vulpix, a stark contrast to its Cantonian counterpart, serves as natural camouflage in its snowy mountainous habitat, allowing it to blend seamlessly with the glistening snowdrifts, making it an elusive and ethereal presence. Its ice-type abilities are a direct adaptation to the frigid conditions, enabling it to conjure powerful blizzards and freeze solid any unfortunate creature that threatens its territory or young. The Alolan Ninetales, with its flowing ethereal tails of ice, is revered as a sacred guardian of the snowy peaks, its majestic presence inspiring awe and respect from both humans and Pokémon alike, embodying the serene yet formidable power of its icy domain. The creation of ice crystals and snow by Alolan Ninetales is not a mere parlor trick, but a powerful defensive and offensive capability, forming intricate barriers of razor-sharp ice or unleashing devastating hailstorms upon its adversaries. The gentle demeanor often observed in Alolan Ninetales belies a fierce protective instinct, especially when it comes to its territory or those it has chosen to safeguard, and its icy breath can instantly freeze even the most aggressive of threats. The phenomenon of convergent evolution is exemplified by Diglett and Dugtrio, whose physical forms, while seemingly simple, are perfectly adapted for subterranean life, allowing them to navigate complex underground networks with remarkable speed and precision despite their mysterious origins. The true nature of Diglett's lower body remains one of the most enduring mysteries in the Pokémon world, with various theories ranging from complex root systems to hidden powerful digging appendages, all contributing to its elusive and intriguing aura. The ability of Diglett to sense even the slightest vibrations in the earth allows it to detect approaching threats or locate subterranean food sources from a considerable distance, making it an exceptionally perceptive burrower. The synchronized digging movements of Dugtrio are not merely a display of teamwork, but a highly efficient method of excavating vast quantities of earth, allowing them to create intricate tunnel systems that can span for miles beneath the surface. The ground-type attacks unleashed by Dugtrio, such as Earthquake and Fissure, are devastating demonstrations of their mastery over seismic forces, capable of altering the very landscape around them with concussive force. The speed at which Dugtrio can tunnel through solid rock is astounding, often leaving behind perfectly cylindrical passages that serve as secret routes and escape tunnels within their expansive subterranean domains. The unique facial expressions of Dugtrio, each distinct and individual, hint at three separate personalities sharing a single physical form, a symbiotic relationship that fosters both cooperation and occasional humorous disagreement. The magnetic field surrounding Magneton is not merely a passive phenomenon, but an active, controllable force, allowing it to levitate, attract metallic objects, and even disrupt electronic systems with localized electromagnetic pulses. The three magnamate that form a magneton are bound together by an extremely powerful magnetic force, a bond so strong that attempting to separate them would result in immediate disintegration, highlighting the inherent stability of their combined form. The constant emission of electromagnetic waves by Magneton can interfere with communication devices and navigation systems, making their presence a significant disruptor in technologically advanced areas, often leading to localized power outages. The evolution into Magnezone grants it a formidable increase in magnetic power, transforming it into a flying saucer-like entity capable of generating intense electromagnetic storms and even manipulating gravitational forces to achieve flight. The three distinct eyes of Magnezone are not just for visual perception. They also serve as sophisticated radar dishes, capable of scanning vast areas for energy signatures and detecting even the most subtle changes in electromagnetic fields. The ability of Magnezone to generate its own powerful electrical current allows it to power entire small towns, making it a valuable, albeit potentially temperamental, source of clean energy in remote regions. The highly territorial nature of Magnezone means it will aggressively defend any area it deems its own, often utilizing its powerful magnetic forces to repel intruders with overwhelming force, creating an invisible, impenetrable barrier around its domain. The concept of pseudo-legendaries, such as Dragonite, refers to Pokémon that possess base stats comparable to many legendary Pokémon, often showcasing immense power and rarity without being unique, one-of-a-kind entities. The gentle and kind-hearted nature of Dragonite, despite its colossal size and immense strength, makes it a beloved figure in seafaring communities, often depicted as a benevolent guardian of the oceans. The incredible speed at which Dragonite can fly, capable of circling the globe in a mere 16 hours, is a testament to its mastery of aerial currents and its powerful, streamlined physique, making it one of the fastest Pokémon known. The ability to navigate through even the most treacherous storms without faltering is attributed to Dragonite's innate sense of direction and its imperviousness to extreme weather conditions, often guiding lost ships to safety with its gentle glow. The signature move, Dragon Rush, involves Dragonite charging at its opponent with incredible velocity, engulfing itself in draconic energy, delivering a devastating high-impact blow that can shatter even the toughest defenses. The evolution of Dratini into Dragonair involves a shedding of its skin as it grows, a process that is both mystical and transformative, allowing it to tap into greater reserves of psychic and draconic energy. The iridescent pearls that adorn Dragonair's neck are not mere decorations. They are said to possess mystical properties, capable of influencing weather patterns and even controlling the flow of water around it, a testament to its serpentine grace. The ability of Dragonair to radiate a gentle aura of positive energy has a calming effect on those around it, often bringing peace and serenity to troubled hearts and minds with its ethereal presence. The concept of fairy type Pokemon was introduced to provide a counterbalance to the overwhelming power of dragon type Pokemon, adding a new layer of strategic complexity to battles and lore. The whimsical and often elusive nature of fairy type Pokemon is reflected in their appearance, which often evokes images of mythical creatures and enchanted beings existing in realms just beyond human perception. The healing properties often associated with fairy type moves, such as Draining Kiss or Moonblast, showcase their intrinsic connection to life giving energies and their ability to mend wounds, both physical and emotional. The signature move, Moonblast, utilized by many fairy type Pokemon, involves the channeling of lunar energy into a powerful, focused beam of light that can inflict significant damage while often lowering the target's attack stat, reflecting the ethereal yet potent power of the moon. The ability of certain fairy type Pokemon to manipulate dreams and illusions, such as Gardevoir's Dream Eater, highlights their psychic prowess and their capacity to delve into the depths of the subconscious mind. The often protective nature of fairy type Pokemon, especially towards those they bond with, is a testament to their loyalty and their fierce defense of what they hold dear, often forming unbreakable bonds with their trainers. The lore surrounding the creation of the Golem, a rock ground type Pokemon, suggests that it is formed from volcanic rock that has been infused with a powerful life force, making it a living, breathing geological phenomenon. The incredibly tough shell of Golem, composed of solidified magma and reinforced with layers of hardened earth, makes it virtually impervious to most physical attacks, allowing it to withstand tremendous blows without flinching. The ability of Golem to roll itself into a spherical shape and gain immense momentum is not just a defensive maneuver, but also a powerful offensive strategy, allowing it to crush obstacles and opponents with devastating force. The tremors caused by a rolling golem can shake the very foundations of the earth, often triggering small, localized earthquakes in its wake, a testament to its immense weight and raw power. The habitat of Golem, typically found in mountainous regions and volcanic caves, reflects its origins and its preference for environments rich in geological activity, where it can absorb ambient earth energy. The strong sense of territoriality exhibited by Golem means it will fiercely defend its dwelling place, often using its formidable strength to hurl massive boulders at any perceived threat, creating a barrage of rock-based projectiles. The unique ability of Golem to shed its outer shell when it grows, revealing a new, even tougher layer beneath, is a natural process of maturation that further enhances its defensive capabilities, making it an ever-evolving fortress. The concept of regional forms extends beyond Alola to other regions, such as Galarian Meowth, which is adapted to a harsh, steel-working environment, transforming its typically sleek fur into a bristly, metallic coat. The evolution of Galarian Meowth into Berserker showcases its aggressive and hardened nature with a Viking-like appearance and a fierce battle spirit that makes it a formidable combatant. The metallic claws of Berserker are not just sharp, they are incredibly durable, capable of tearing through solid rock and even some types of metal with remarkable ease, reflecting its steel-type prowess. The signature ability, Tough Claws, further enhances Berserker's physical attacks, making its already powerful strikes even more devastating against opponents. The often grumpy and independent demeanor of Berserker reflects its solitary nature and its preference for challenging itself against strong foes, embodying the spirit of a true warrior. The ability of Berserker to generate sparks from its metallic fur is not just a visual effect. It can be strategically used to create temporary blinding flashes, or even to ignite flammable materials in its environment, adding another layer to its combat versatility. The concept of Weather Ball as a move demonstrates how Pokémon can adapt their attacks to their surrounding environment, drawing power from current weather conditions to change the move's type and increase its potency. In sunny weather, Weather Ball transforms into a fire-type attack, harnessing the intense heat of the sun to unleash a scorching projectile that can incinerate opponents. Under the influence of rain, Weather Ball becomes a water-type attack, conjuring a powerful orb of condensed moisture that can douse flames and deliver a forceful torrent of water. When hail pelts the battlefield, Weather Ball takes on an ice-type attribute, transforming into a shard of razor-sharp ice that can pierce through defenses with chilling precision. During a sandstorm, Weather Ball becomes a rock-type attack, manifesting as a dense, gritty projectile infused with the abrasive power of swirling sand, capable of grinding down opponents. The unique adaptability of Weather Ball makes it a versatile tool for trainers who can strategically manipulate the environment to their advantage, turning the elements themselves into formidable weapons. The existence of Pokémon like Cast Form, whose form changes dynamically based on the prevailing weather conditions, is a living embodiment of the concept of environmental adaptation and meteorological influence. When exposed to harsh sunlight, Cast Form transforms into its sunny form, its body taking on a fiery orange hue, reflecting the intense heat it has absorbed from the sun's rays. During a downpour, Cast Form shifts into its rainy form, its cloud-like body becoming saturated with moisture, often taking on a deep blue color, ready to release a torrent of water-based attacks. In the midst of a hailstorm, Cast Form adopts its snowy form, its form becoming crystalline and icy, showcasing its mastery over frigid temperatures and its ability to conjure chilling blizzards. The normal form of Cast Form, a gentle cloud-like entity, represents its neutral state, where it passively observes the weather before transforming to match its surroundings, a true barometer of the elements. The ability of Cast Form to predict future weather patterns with uncanny accuracy makes it a valuable asset for meteorologists and navigators, often providing warnings of impending storms or change in atmospheric pressure. The concept of evolutions, the various evolutionary forms of Eevee, is a cornerstone of Pokémon biology, illustrating the profound impact of environmental factors and emotional bonds on genetic expression and phenotypic change. The sheer diversity of types that Eevee can evolve into, ranging from fire to water to psychic, makes it a prime example of evolutionary plasticity and adaptability within a single genetic lineage. The hidden potential encoded within Eevee's DNA allows it to respond to specific stimuli, whether it be a rare evolutionary stone or a deep emotional connection, triggering a cascade of biological transformations. The unique evolutionary paths of Eevee have captivated researchers for generations, providing insights into the complex interplay between genetic predisposition and environmental triggers in shaping an organism's destiny. The deep emotional bonds forged between Eevee and its trainer are often the catalyst for its most profound transformations, highlighting the power of companionship and trust in the world of Pokemon. The subtle nuances of these bonds, often expressed through shared experiences and mutual understanding, quietly guide Eevee towards its destined form, a testament to the profound influence of interpersonal connection. For instance, the evolution into Espeon, the psychic type A evolution, is said to occur when Eevee develops a strong bond of trust and protection with its trainer during the day, its psychic powers awakening under the gentle light of the sun. Its sleek, feline like form and keen intellect are believed to be manifestations of this deep mental connection. Conversely, Umbreon, the dark type evolution, emerges when Eevee forms an equally powerful bond at night, its body absorbing the cool energy of the moon, granting it an ethereal glow and an aura of mystery. Its rings are said to glow when it senses danger or is about to unleash its shadowy attacks. These diurnal and nocturnal evolutions are not merely superficial changes, but rather a complete reordering of Eevee's internal systems, adapting it perfectly to its new typing and environment. The use of evolutionary stones, such as the Fire Stone for Flareon, the Water Stone for Vaporeon, and the Thunderstone for Jolteon, represents a more direct and immediate form of evolutionary trigger. These stones are imbued with concentrated elemental energy, and when Eevee is exposed to them, the energy reshapes its cellular structure, imbuing it with the properties of that element. Flareon, with its fluffy fur and high body temperature, effectively becomes a living furnace, capable of breathing intense flames. Vaporeon, with its graceful fins and ability to melt into water, embodies the fluidity and power of the ocean, a true aquatic marvel. Jolteon, with its spiky fur and lightning-fast movements, is a living conductor of electricity, capable of generating powerful electric charges. These stone-based evolutions are often quicker and more dramatic than the bond-based evolutions, showcasing the raw power of elemental infusion. Later discovered evolutions, such as Leafeon and Glaceon, further expanded the understanding of Eevee's evolutionary potential. Leafeon, the grass type, evolves when Eevee is leveled up near a mossy rock, its body becoming covered in leafy growths and its scent taking on the fresh aroma of a forest. It embodies the tranquility and regenerative power of nature. Glaceon, the ice type, evolves when Eevee is leveled up near an icy rock, its fur crystallizing into a diamond-like hardness, allowing it to withstand extreme cold and unleash frigid attacks. It represents the serene yet formidable power of ice and snow. These environmental triggers suggest that certain geological formations possess unique energy signatures that can influence Pokemon evolution, acting as natural catalysts. The most recent evolution, Sylveon, the fairy type, introduced another layer of complexity to Eevee's evolutionary puzzle. Sylveon evolves when Eevee has a high affection stat and learns a fairy type move, all while being cared for and loved by its trainer. Its ribbon like feelers are said to emit a soothing aura, capable of calming even the most aggressive Pokemon. This evolution emphasizes the profound impact of positive emotional connection and the development of specific skill sets in guiding an Eevee's transformation, highlighting the importance of nurturing. The varying methods of evolution for Eevee underscore the multifaceted nature of Pokemon biology, where both internal factors like emotional bonds and external factors like elemental stones or specific environments play crucial roles in shaping a Pokemon's destiny. The ongoing discovery of new evolutions also suggests that Eevee's genetic potential may be even broader than currently understood, hinting at the possibility of future forms yet to be unveiled, a continuously evolving mystery. The legend of Arceus, the alpha Pokemon, speaks of a being that existed before the universe itself, shaping and creating all that is known. It is said that Arceus hatched from an egg in a vortex of nothingness, and from its 1,000 arms, it created the Sinnoh region, and by extension, the entire Pokemon world. Its power is unparalleled, often described as godlike, capable of altering reality and rewriting the very fabric of existence. The plates, ancient artifacts imbued with elemental power, are said to be fragments of Arceus's own body, allowing it to change its type at will, reflecting the diverse elements it commands. These plates are not merely trinkets, but rather conduits of immense cosmic energy, each representing a fundamental force of nature. The existence of Arceus provides a theological framework for the Pokemon universe, a creation myth that explains the origins of all life and matter. Its influence is not just theoretical. Ancient texts and archaeological discoveries across various regions hint at its presence and impact on historical events, subtly guiding the course of the world. The lore surrounding legendary Pokemon, such as the trio of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, further elaborates on the cosmic order established by Arceus. Dialga, the temporal Pokemon, embodies time itself, capable of warping its flow, accelerating or decelerating moments, and even traversing through different eras. Its roar is said to be the very sound of time passing. Palkia, the spatial Pokemon, controls space, able to distort dimensions, create new universes, and travel through impossible distances. Its presence causes space to become unstable. Giratina, the renegade Pokemon, represents antimatter in the distortion world, a parallel dimension where the laws of physics are inverted. It was banished to this realm for its aggressive nature, acting as a counterbalance to the ordered realms of time and space. Together, these three form the creation trio, maintaining the delicate balance of the Pokemon world under Arceus's ultimate authority. Their interactions, though often unseen, are believed to shape the fundamental laws of the universe, ensuring its continued existence and preventing its collapse. The legends of their occasional appearances or conflicts are often tied to cataclysmic events, reminding all of their immense power and the delicate balance they uphold. The existence of ancient Pokemon, often known through fossil records or unearthed relics, provides a glimpse into the distant past of the Pokemon world. These prehistoric creatures, such as Aerodactyl, Kabutops, and Omastar, were once dominant species, perfectly adapted to their primordial environments. The process of reviving these Pokemon from fossils, often through advanced scientific techniques, highlights the remarkable ability of modern technology to bridge the gap between past and present. The DNA preserved within these ancient remains holds the secrets of forgotten ecosystems and evolutionary pathways, offering invaluable data for researchers. The revival process often involves specialized machinery that meticulously reconstructs the genetic code, bringing these ancient beings back to life, a true marvel of bioengineering. The behavior and characteristics of these revived Pokemon often provide insights into the environmental conditions of their time, revealing how they hunted, defended themselves, and interacted with their ancient world. The concept of regional variance, where certain Pokemon exhibit different forms and typings depending on their geographical location, showcases the profound impact of environmental pressures on evolution. For instance, the Alolan forms of Pokemon like Vulpix and Sandshrew, which adapted to the colder climates of the Alola region by becoming ice-type, demonstrate how species can diverge when faced with drastically different ecological niches. Alolan Vulpix, with its pristine white fur, thrives in snowy mountains, while its Kanto counterpart, with its fiery red coat, prefers warmer climes. Similarly, Alolan Sandshrew's icy shell and claws are perfectly suited for navigating treacherous glaciers, a stark contrast to the ground-dwelling Kanto Sandshrew. These regional variations are not merely aesthetic, they often involve fundamental changes in a Pokemon's biology, abilities, and even personality, reflecting a deep-seated adaptation over generations. The Galar region also introduced its own set of regional variants, such as Galarian Meowth, which evolved into a steel type due to its harsh environment and constant struggle for resources, its fur becoming coarse and metallic. Galarian Ponyta, with its pastel mane, developed psychic powers due to its exposure to the mystical energies of the Glimwood Tangle, a departure from its fire-type Kanto counterpart. These variations serve as living examples of evolutionary divergence in action, illustrating how a species can diversify and thrive in a multitude of environments, a continuous testament to the power of natural selection. The existence of mythical Pokemon, distinct from legendary Pokemon, adds another layer of intrigue to the Pokemon world. Mythical Pokemon are often exceedingly rare, almost ethereal, and their existence is sometimes questioned by the wider population, blurring the lines between fact and folklore. Pokemon like Mew, the new species Pokemon, are so elusive that they are often considered mere legends, yet their genetic material is said to contain the DNA of all other Pokemon, allowing it to learn any move. Its playful and curious nature belies its immense power and ancient origins. Celebi, the time travel Pokemon, is another such example, capable of traversing through time and influencing the growth of forests, often appearing in serene ancient woodlands. Its presence is often linked to the flourishing of nature and the passage of seasons. Jirachi, the wish Pokemon, is said to grant wishes for 1 week every 1,000 years, awakening from a long slumber to spread joy and good fortune. These Pokemon are often catalysts for extraordinary events or guardians of sacred places, their appearances often signaling moments of great significance. The rarity of these Pokemon elevates them to a status of near divinity, their tales whispered in hushed tones, their existence often confirmed only through fleeting glimpses or ancient prophecies. Their elusive nature ensures that they remain objects of fascination and wonder, forever, just beyond the grasp of most. The phenomenon of shiny Pokemon, where a Pokemon appears in an alternate color palette, is a testament to genetic mutation and natural variation within species. These rare forms are highly sought after by trainers and collectors alike, not for any inherent power advantage, but for their aesthetic uniqueness and the challenge of finding them. A shiny Gyarados, for instance, appears red instead of its usual blue, a striking visual difference that sets it apart. A shiny Charizard takes on a sleek black hue, a truly formidable and impressive sight. The odds of encountering a shiny Pokemon in the wild are incredibly low, making each encounter a memorable and exciting event. Some theories suggest that certain environmental factors or even cosmic radiation might influence the occurrence of these genetic anomalies, though definitive scientific explanations remain elusive. The pursuit of shiny Pokemon has become a dedicated hobby for many, a meticulous and patient endeavor that often involves repeated encounters or specialized breeding techniques to increase the chances of finding these elusive variations. The thrill of discovering a shiny Pokemon is often described as a moment of pure serendipity, a small but significant anomaly in the vast tapestry of the Pokemon world, a quiet whisper of genetic deviation. The intricate details of Pokemon habitats and ecosystems illustrate the delicate balance of nature within their world. From the volcanic caves where fire-type Pokemon thrive, drawing energy from molten rock, to the deep oceanic trenches where water-type Pokemon navigate the crushing pressures and perpetual darkness, each environment supports a unique array of life. Grass-type Pokemon often inhabit lush forests and meadows, their bodies attuned to photosynthesis and the cycles of plant growth. Electric-type Pokemon are frequently found near power plants or during thunderstorms, drawing energy from lightning strikes and electrical currents. The interactions between different Pokemon species within these habitats form complex food webs and symbiotic relationships, a constant dance of predator and prey, cooperation, and competition. For example, some bug-type Pokemon might pollinate flowers that grass-type Pokemon rely on for sustenance, creating a mutualistic relationship. Flying-type Pokemon often serve as crucial dispersers of seeds, aiding in the propagation of plant life across vast distances. The ecological roles played by each Pokemon contribute to the overall health and stability of their respective environments, forming a vibrant and interconnected web of life. Understanding these ecological dynamics is crucial for conservation efforts, ensuring the continued survival of rare and endangered Pokemon species and the preservation of their natural habitats. The silent hum of biodiversity echoes through every forest, mountain, and ocean, a testament to the intricate workings of the Pokemon world. The various forms of Pokemon communication, from telepathy to complex vocalizations and body language, highlight the diverse ways in which these creatures interact with each other and with humans. Psychic-type Pokemon often communicate through direct thought, their minds connecting seamlessly with others, allowing for a profound level of understanding without spoken words. Some Pokemon use intricate dances or displays to attract mates or establish dominance, their movements conveying complex messages. Others rely on specific calls or cries to warn of danger, locate food, or identify members of their own species. The Porygon line, being artificial Pokemon, communicates primarily through digital signals and binary code, a unique form of interaction that bridges the gap between the organic and the synthetic. Understanding these varied forms of communication is a key aspect of being a successful trainer, allowing for deeper bonds and more effective teamwork. The subtle flick of a tail, the slight shift in eye contact, or a particular vocal inflection can convey a wealth of information, a rich tapestry of nonverbal cues. The ability to interpret these signals, often acquired through years of observation and shared experience, strengthens the connection between Pokemon and trainer, fostering a profound sense of mutual respect and understanding that transcends spoken language. The world of Pokemon is filled with these silent conversations, a constant exchange of information that shapes their interactions and their lives. This intricate web of communication extends beyond species, even influencing the very evolution of Pokemon. The concept of regional variance, for instance, showcases how environmental pressures and localized interactions can subtly alter a Pokemon's appearance, type, and even its abilities over generations. Consider the Vulpix found in the Kanto region, a fire-type Pokemon with a warm, foxy demeanor contrasted with its Alolan counterpart, an ice type with a serene, snow-white coat. This dramatic shift isn't just cosmetic. It reflects an adaptation to drastically different climates and the prey available within those environments. The Alolan Vulpix, having adapted to icy mountains, likely developed its ice powers to hunt specific cold weather Pokemon or to camouflage itself against the snow. Similarly, the regional forms of Zigzagoon and Linoone in the Galar region highlight a different evolutionary path, transforming them into dark normal types with a more aggressive, badger-like appearance, perfectly suited to the competitive nature of the Galar Pokemon battling scene. These regional variations serve as living proof of ecological adaptation, demonstrating how Pokemon, much like real-world species, evolve and diversify to thrive in their unique niches. The concept of convergent evolution is also subtly present, where unrelated Pokemon develop similar traits or appearances due to facing similar environmental challenges. Think of the various serpentine Pokemon across different regions, like Arbok, Seviper, and even the dragon-type Dratini line. While their origins and types differ significantly, their elongated, limbless forms are all effective for moving through dense undergrowth or constricted spaces, showcasing how nature often arrives at similar solutions for similar problems. This natural selection, both within species and across different lineages, continually sculpts the Pokemon world, leading to an astonishing diversity of forms and functions. Beyond biological evolution, the Pokemon world also features a rich history of technological advancement, often intertwined with the study and utilization of Pokemon abilities. The development of Pokeballs, for instance, represents a monumental leap in trainer technology, allowing for the safe and efficient capture and transport of Pokemon. Early versions of Pokeballs were far cruder, requiring more manual effort and often being less reliable, as depicted in historical accounts and the design of ancient Pokeballs found in archaeological sites. The modern Pokeball, with its intricate internal mechanisms and advanced energy containment fields, is a testament to centuries of scientific endeavor and understanding of Pokemon biology. Similarly, the creation of the Pokemon storage system, which allows trainers to deposit and withdraw Pokemon from various locations, revolutionized the way trainers could interact with and manage their teams. This system, often overseen by characters like Bill and Lynette, relies on complex data transfer and energy manipulation to safely digitize and store Pokemon, highlighting the sophisticated technological infrastructure present in the Pokemon world. Furthermore, The invention of the Pokemon Center, a ubiquitous and essential establishment in every town and city, exemplifies the commitment to Pokemon welfare. These centers, staffed by dedicated nurses and equipped with advanced medical machinery, provide free healing and rehabilitation services for injured or exhausted Pokemon. The continuous development of healing technologies, from specialized medicines to advanced energy restoration devices, ensures that Pokemon can recover quickly and safely, allowing trainers to continue their journeys without undue concern for their companions' health. The presence of these Pokemon centers across all regions underscores a fundamental ethical principle within this world. The well-being of Pokemon is paramount. The development of the Pokédex, a digital encyclopedia designed to automatically record data on encountered Pokemon, also showcases the blend of technology and biological study. Early Pokédex models were likely more manual, requiring trainers to input information themselves, while modern versions utilize advanced scanning and data analysis to provide comprehensive details on a Pokemon's appearance, type, abilities, and even its cries. This invaluable tool not only aids trainers in identifying and understanding new Pokemon, but also contributes to the vast collective knowledge base about these creatures, enabling researchers to further their studies and unravel the many mysteries of the Pokemon world. The historical accounts of ancient civilizations within the Pokemon world often speak of a closer, more spiritual connection with Pokemon, where these creatures were revered as deities, protectors, or even as manifestations of natural forces. Legends from the Sinnoh region, for example, tell of Arceus shaping the very fabric of the universe, with Dialga controlling time and Palkia governing space. These creation myths, passed down through generations, highlight a deep-seated respect and awe for the power and mystery inherent in certain legendary Pokemon. The unknown, with their strange, hieroglyphic forms, are often associated with ancient ruins and are believed to possess the power to influence reality, appearing in moments of strong emotion or in places of historical significance. Their unique ability to communicate through telepathy and their resemblance to letters suggest a connection to language and knowledge, hinting at their role in ancient writing systems or as guardians of forgotten lore. Archaeological discoveries often unearth remnants of these ancient cultures, revealing intricate carvings, murals, and artifacts depicting Pokemon in significant roles within their societies. The ruins of the Relic Castle in Unova, for instance, hold secrets of an ancient king and his Reshiram or Zekrom, illustrating the pivotal role these legendary dragons played in shaping the region's history and philosophy. These historical narratives emphasize that Pokemon have not merely been companions or tools for humans. They have been integral to the development of human civilization, inspiring art, religion, and scientific inquiry for millennia. The Gruden and Kyogre myths of Hoenn, depicting their titanic struggles that shaped the land and sea, serve as powerful allegories for the forces of nature and the delicate balance that must be maintained. The emergence of Rayquaza to quell their conflicts illustrates the concept of a higher power regulating these natural forces, a guardian of the planet's equilibrium. Even the architecture of ancient Pokemon temples and shrines often features motifs and designs inspired by the Pokemon they honored, reflecting a deep cultural integration. The spear pillar atop Mount Coronet, a sacred site for the people of Sinnoh, is intricately linked to the legends of Dialga and Palkia, its ancient structure resonating with the power of creation itself. These sites are not merely historical landmarks, they are places where the veil between the present and the ancient past feels thin, where echoes of legendary Pokemon and the reverence they commanded still linger in the air. The phenomenon of evolution, in the context of Pokemon transforming into more powerful forms, is another fascinating aspect that blurs the line between biology and the metaphysical. While often triggered by reaching a certain experience level, some Pokemon require specific evolutionary stones, unique items imbued with elemental energy, to undergo their transformations. The Firestone, for example, can evolve an Eevee into a Flareon, while a Waterstone will turn it into a Vaporeon. Those stones are not merely catalysts, they are conduits of raw elemental energy that interact with a Pokemon's latent potential, unlocking its next stage of development. The existence of these stones suggests a profound connection between geological formations and the inherent energies of Pokemon, hinting that the very Earth itself plays a role in their life cycles. Other Pokemon evolve through more unconventional means, such as trading, which symbolizes the strengthening of bonds between trainers, or through specific environmental conditions, like the unique magnetic fields found in certain locations that trigger the evolution of Magneton into Magnezone. These diverse evolutionary triggers highlight the multifaceted nature of Pokemon development, demonstrating that growth is not always a linear process, but can be influenced by a wide array of internal and external factors. The bond between a trainer and their Pokemon is also a crucial evolutionary factor for some species, such as Golbat evolving into Crobat when their friendship reaches a certain pinnacle, or Riolu blossoming into Lucario through a deep connection and emotional resonance. This emotional evolution underscores the idea that Pokemon are not just biological entities, but also beings capable of profound emotional intelligence and connection. The concept of mega evolution, a temporary, powerful transformation that occurs in battle, further expands upon the idea of a Pokemon's latent potential. Triggered by a trainer's keystone and a Pokemon's corresponding megastone, this phenomenon is a testament to the deep bond shared between trainer and Pokemon, allowing them to temporarily surpass their ordinary limits. Mega evolution is not merely a power-up, it is a manifestation of the collective will and emotional energy of both trainer and Pokemon, pushing them to new heights. The Megastones themselves are ancient artifacts, often found in places of historical significance or imbued with natural energy, suggesting a connection to the world's deep past and its inherent magical properties. The glow and shimmer of a mega-evolved Pokemon, often accompanied by a dramatic change in appearance and a surge of power, is a breathtaking sight, a testament to the extraordinary potential that lies within these creatures when guided by a strong bond. Even more recently, the discovery of Dynamax and Gigantamax phenomena in the Galar region introduces yet another layer to Pokemon power and adaptation. This ability to temporarily grow to colossal sizes and gain immense power is tied to specific energy spots within the Galar region, hinting at a unique geological or atmospheric condition that facilitates such transformations. Gigantamaxing, a rarer form of Dynamax, even changes a Pokemon's appearance and grants it exclusive powerful moves, demonstrating an even deeper connection to the Galar region's unique energy. Those phenomena are not merely aesthetic, they fundamentally alter the dynamics of battle, introducing new strategic considerations and showcasing the ever evolving nature of Pokemon abilities and interactions with their environments. The sheer scale of a Dynamaxed Pokemon, towering over stadiums, evokes a sense of awe and wonder, reminding us of the raw power that can be unleashed from these creatures. The energy radiating from them is palpable, a silent hum that resonates through the air, a testament to the unseen forces at play in the Pokemon world. The various types of Pokemon themselves are not just arbitrary classifications, but represent fundamental elemental and conceptual forces that govern the Pokemon world. Fire type Pokemon embody warmth, passion, and destruction, often found near volcanoes or in scorching deserts. Water type Pokemon represent fluidity, life, and calm, dominating the oceans, rivers, and lakes. Grass-type Pokemon symbolize growth in nature and resilience, thriving in lush forests and meadows. Electric-type Pokemon are frequently found near power plants or during thunderstorms, drawing energy from lightning strikes and electrical currents. The interactions between different Pokemon species within these habitats form complex food webs and symbiotic relationships, a constant dance of predator and prey, cooperation, and competition. For example, some bug-type Pokemon might pollinate flowers that grass-type Pokemon rely on for sustenance, creating a mutualistic relationship. Flying-type Pokemon often serve as crucial dispersers of seeds, aiding in the propagation of plant life across vast distances. The ecological roles played by each Pokemon contribute to the overall health and stability of their respective environments, forming a vibrant and interconnected web of life. Understanding these ecological dynamics is crucial for conservation efforts, ensuring the continued survival of rare and endangered Pokemon species and the preservation of their natural habitats. The silent hum of biodiversity echoes through every forest, mountain, and ocean, a testament to the intricate workings of the Pokemon world. The various forms of Pokemon communication, from telepathy to complex vocalizations and body language, highlight the diverse ways in which these creatures interact with each other and with humans. Psychic type Pokemon often communicate through direct thought, their minds connecting seamlessly with others, allowing for a profound level of understanding without spoken words. Some Pokemon use intricate dances or displays to attract mates or establish dominance, their movements conveying complex messages. Others rely on specific calls or cries to warn of danger, locate food, or identify members of their own species. The Porygon line, being artificial Pokemon, communicates primarily through digital signals and binary code, a unique form of interaction that bridges the gap between the organic and the synthetic. Understanding these varied forms of communication is a key aspect of being a successful trainer, allowing for deeper bonds and more effective teamwork. The subtle flick of a tail, the slight shift in eye contact, or a particular vocal inflection can convey a wealth of information, a rich tapestry of nonverbal cues. The ability to interpret these signals, often acquired through years of observation and shared experience, strengthens the connection between Pokemon and trainer, fostering a profound sense of mutual respect and understanding that transcends spoken language. The world of Pokemon is filled with these silent conversations, a constant exchange of information that shapes their interactions and their lives. The intricate details of each Pokemon's habitat preferences are often tied to their biological makeup. For instance, Steel-type Pokemon are frequently found in caves or industrial areas, their metallic bodies providing natural resistance to extreme temperatures and physical impacts. Ghost-type Pokemon, on the other hand, often inhabit old, abandoned buildings, cemeteries, or places with strong spiritual energy. Their ethereal forms, allowing them to pass through solid objects and manipulate the environment in mysterious ways. Their existence often blurs the line between the physical and the spiritual, challenging conventional understandings of life and death within the Pokemon universe. The presence of dark-type Pokemon in dimly lit areas, often associated with trickery and cunning, reflects their nocturnal habits and their tendency to lurk in shadows, using stealth to their advantage. Fairy-type Pokemon, with their whimsical and often elusive nature, are typically found in enchanted forests, flower fields, or ancient ruins, places imbued with a gentle, mystical aura. Their powers are often associated with protection, healing, and the manipulation of natural forces, bringing a touch of magic to the world. Rock-type Pokemon, with their sturdy geological forms, are endemic to mountainous regions, deep caves, and rocky coastlines, their bodies often composed of minerals and sediment, making them incredibly resilient to physical attacks. Ground-type Pokemon, closely related to rock types, dig burrows, inhabit deserts, and thrive in open plains, their connection to the earth allowing them to manipulate terrain and create powerful tremors. Ice-type Pokemon, as one might expect, are exclusively found in frigid climates, high snowy peaks, and glacial caves, their bodies adapted to extreme cold, and their abilities often involving the manipulation of ice and snow. The distribution of these types across different biomes creates a rich tapestry of ecological niches, each Pokemon playing a vital role in maintaining the balance of its specific environment. The study of these habitat preferences is a crucial aspect of Pokemon research, helping scientists understand the complex interdependencies that exist within this diverse world. The migrations of certain Pokemon, often spanning vast distances and occurring seasonally, are also a testament to their deep connection with natural cycles. Swarms of flying-type Pokemon might travel thousands of miles to warmer climates during winter, while water-type Pokemon might migrate to specific breeding grounds during certain times of the year, following intricate oceanic currents or river systems. These migrations are often guided by instinct, celestial navigation, or even the subtle magnetic fields of the planet, showcasing the inherent wisdom and navigational prowess of these creatures. The phenomenon of Pokemon outbreaks, where a particular species suddenly appears in unusually large numbers in a specific area, is also a fascinating ecological event, often linked to favorable environmental conditions, abundant food sources, or specific breeding cycles. These outbreaks, while sometimes challenging for human communities, are a natural part of the Pokemon ecosystem, reflecting the dynamic and ever-changing balance of populations. The interaction between human settlements and these natural Pokemon phenomena often leads to unique cultural practices, local legends, and even the development of specific technologies designed to either coexist with or manage these occurrences. For instance, certain coastal communities might have developed specific fishing techniques, that work in harmony with the migration patterns of water-type Pokémon, while mountainous regions might have built protective structures to safeguard against potential rock-type Pokémon rock slides. These adaptations highlight the long-standing and intricate relationship between humans and the Pokémon world, a relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and sometimes necessary caution. The quiet hum of the natural world, punctuated by the distinct cries of various Pokémon, forms the constant soundtrack to life in this vibrant and ever-evolving universe. The very air itself in some regions is said to be imbued with specific energies, influencing the types of Pokemon that can thrive there. For example, areas with a strong spiritual presence might attract ghost-type Pokemon, while regions rich in volcanic activity could be home to an abundance of fire-type Pokemon. This concept of environmental energy extends beyond simple habitat preferences, suggesting a deeper, almost mystical connection between the land and its inhabitants. Some ancient texts even speak of ley lines or power spots where these energies converge, making them sacred grounds for certain legendary Pokemon or places of profound transformation for ordinary ones. The evolution of Pokemon, a cornerstone of their biology, is also profoundly influenced by their environment and their interactions within it. While some Pokemon evolve through simple maturation, reaching a certain level of experience or strength, others require specific conditions, such as exposure to elemental stones, trade with another trainer, or even reaching a certain level of friendship. Each evolutionary line tells a unique story of adaptation and growth, reflecting the challenges and opportunities presented by their natural surroundings. Consider the Eevee, a Pokemon famously known for its unstable genetic code, allowing it to evolve into 8 different forms depending on various factors. Exposure to a Firestone transforms it into Flareon, a fiery Pokemon perfectly suited for arid environments, while a Waterstone yields Vaporeon, an aquatic form capable of dissolving into water. The diverse evolutions of Eevee serve as a microcosm of the broader evolutionary diversity found throughout the Pokemon world, showcasing the incredible adaptability and potential for transformation inherent in these creatures. The process of mega evolution, a temporary yet powerful transformation, further highlights the potential for latent power within certain Pokemon. This phenomenon, accessible only through a strong bond between a Pokemon and its trainer and the use of specific Megastones, allows a Pokemon to access untapped reserves of energy, altering its appearance and significantly boosting its capabilities. While not a permanent evolution, Mega Evolution offers a glimpse into the immense power that lies dormant within many Pokemon, hinting at ancient origins and powerful genetic predispositions. The mysteries surrounding Mega Evolution are still being unraveled, with researchers constantly discovering new Mega Stones and understanding the complex interplay of energy and emotion required to trigger this incredible transformation. The concept of regional variants, where certain Pokemon species exhibit different forms and typings depending on their geographical location, further underscores the profound impact of environment on evolution. For instance, the Vulpix found in the Alola region adapted to its snowy mountains by developing an ice typing, a stark contrast to its fire-type counterparts in other regions. These regional forms are not merely cosmetic changes, they represent genuine evolutionary divergence, with different abilities, typings, and even behavioral patterns, all shaped by the unique selective pressures of their local ecosystems. The study of regional variants provides invaluable insights into the adaptive power of evolution, demonstrating how species can diversify and thrive in vastly different environments. Beyond their biological adaptations, Pokemon also exhibit a wide array of fascinating behaviors, many of which mirror those observed in the natural world. Parental care, for example, is a common trait among many Pokemon species, with some meticulously building nests, others carrying their young in pouches, and many fiercely protecting their offspring from danger. The nurturing instincts displayed by these creatures speak to a fundamental aspect of life, ensuring the continuation of their species. The intricate social structures observed in certain Pokemon groups are also quite remarkable. Herds of Miltank graze peacefully together, while packs of Mightyena hunt cooperatively, demonstrating complex communication and hierarchical systems. These social behaviors highlight the importance of community and cooperation in the Pokemon world, allowing species to thrive in diverse and sometimes challenging environments. The territorial instincts of many Pokemon are also a significant aspect of their behavior, with some using scent markings, vocalizations, or even elaborate displays to ward off rivals and protect their resources. These territorial disputes, while sometimes leading to dramatic battles, are an essential mechanism for regulating populations and ensuring that resources are distributed sustainably across the ecosystem. The relationship between Pokemon and humans is a multifaceted tapestry woven with threads of companionship, cooperation, and sometimes conflict. For centuries, humans have lived alongside Pokemon, forming deep bonds and relying on them for various tasks, from farming and construction to transportation and security. The development of Pokeballs, ingenious devices that allow trainers to safely capture and carry Pokemon, revolutionized this relationship, opening up new avenues for partnership and adventure. The concept of a trainer emerged from this innovation, a person dedicated to raising, training, and battling alongside their Pokemon. The bond between a trainer and their Pokemon is often described as a powerful, almost telepathic connection built on trust, respect, and shared experiences. This bond is not merely transactional, it is a profound emotional link that can unlock hidden potential within both trainer and Pokemon. The ritual of Pokemon battles, often seen as a competitive sport, is also a demonstration of this bond, a test of skill, strategy, and the strength of the partnership. While battles can be intense, they are generally conducted with a spirit of sportsmanship and respect for both the Pokemon and their trainers. The cultural impact of Pokemon on human societies is immense and deeply ingrained. Festivals celebrating specific Pokemon, ancient legends passed down through generations about the deeds of powerful Pokemon, and even local delicacies inspired by Pokemon are all common occurrences across different regions. These cultural expressions reflect the profound influence Pokemon have had on human identity and way of life. The architectural styles in certain towns might even be influenced by the shapes or characteristics of local Pokemon, creating a unique blend of natural and human design. The economic systems of the Pokemon world are also intricately linked to these creatures. The Pokemon breeding industry, the market for rare evolutionary stones, and the services provided by Pokemon centers are all vital components of the global economy. Even the tourism industry thrives on the allure of encountering rare or legendary Pokemon in their natural habitats. The ubiquitous presence of Pokemon in daily life means that almost every aspect of human society has been shaped in some way by their existence. The study of Pokemon, known as Pokemonology, is a vast and ever expanding field encompassing various scientific disciplines. Researchers, often referred to as Pokemon professors, dedicate their lives to understanding the biology, behavior, ecology, and evolutionary history of these creatures. Their work involves extensive field work, meticulous observation, and sophisticated laboratory analysis. The development of the Pokédex, an electronic encyclopedia designed to record data on all known Pokémon, is a testament to the scientific rigor and systematic approach employed by Pokémonologists. Each entry in the Pokédex, often compiled through years of dedicated research and observation, provides invaluable insights into the unique characteristics and abilities of every Pokémon. This ongoing endeavor to catalog and understand every species is a monumental task reflecting the sheer diversity and complexity of the Pokémon world. The concept of legendary and mythical Pokémon adds another layer of wonder and mystery to this already rich tapestry. These incredibly rare and often immensely powerful Pokémon are often associated with ancient myths, cosmic events, or the very forces that shaped the world. Their existence is often shrouded in secrecy, and encounters with them are considered once-in-a-lifetime events. Legendary Pokemon often play crucial roles in maintaining the balance of nature, controlling weather patterns, or even safeguarding time and space itself. Mythical Pokemon, often even rarer, are sometimes said to appear only to those with pure hearts or in times of great need, their existence often blurring the line between reality and legend. The stories surrounding these Pokemon are deeply woven into the cultural fabric of different regions, influencing spiritual beliefs and inspiring countless legends. The allure of encountering and perhaps even befriending a legendary or mythical Pokemon is a powerful driving force for many trainers and researchers alike, representing the pinnacle of their journey and understanding within the Pokemon world. The very genesis of the Pokemon world is also shrouded in fascinating lore, with various creation myths and theories attempting to explain its origins. Some ancient texts speak of a single primordial Pokemon that created the universe, shaping land, sea, and sky, and breathing life into all other creatures. These creation myths often vary slightly from region to region, reflecting diverse cultural interpretations of these foundational events. The concept of Arceus, often referred to as the original one, is central to many of these creation narratives, depicting it as the progenitor of the Pokemon universe and the shaper of all things. The profound implications of such powerful beings existing within the world underscore the respect and reverence often shown towards these legendary figures. The study of these ancient myths and their connection to actual legendary Pokemon is an ongoing quest for Pokemon historians and archaeologists who meticulously piece together fragments of ancient artifacts and forgotten lore to uncover the truth of the world's beginnings. The concept of different dimensions and alternate realities also occasionally surfaces in Pokemon lore, hinting at a multiverse where different versions of the Pokemon world might exist. These glimpses into other dimensions often occur through the actions of certain legendary Pokemon with the power to manipulate space and time, or through rare and unexplained phenomena. The implications of such a multiverse are vast, suggesting an endless array of possibilities and variations within the Pokemon universe. These hints at a wider cosmic tapestry add a layer of cosmic mystery to the already diverse and vibrant world, reminding us that there is always more to discover, more to understand, and always more wonders to behold in the quiet corners of this extraordinary realm. The subtle rustle of leaves, the distant call of a Pidgey, and the gentle lapping of waves against a distant shore all contribute to the soothing symphony of the Pokemon world, a world where every creature, every landscape, and every whispered legend holds a tale waiting to be softly told. Even the very act of capturing a Pokemon, a core mechanic of the games, has a rich and surprisingly intricate lore behind it, far beyond simply throwing a Pokeball. The technology behind Pokeballs themselves is a fascinating blend of ancient knowledge and modern science. It's believed that the earliest forms of containment devices were crafted from apricorns, a special type of fruit found in the Johto region, which could be hollowed out and modified. These natural containers, with their inherent properties, were then enhanced over centuries through careful observation and rudimentary technological advancements, eventually leading to the sophisticated devices we know today. Each type of Pokeball, from the basic Pokeball to the Ultra Ball and the rarer specialty balls like the Friend Ball or the Moon Ball, possesses unique characteristics and varying capture rates, meticulously developed to suit different situations and Pokemon temperaments. The intricate mechanisms within a Pokeball, allowing it to shrink and expand and to safely house a Pokemon in a seemingly digital or energy-based form, remain a marvel of engineering within the Pokemon world, a testament to the ingenuity of its inhabitants. The concept of evolution, too, is a cornerstone of the Pokemon universe, but it's not simply a matter of gaining levels. It's a profound transformation, often accompanied by significant physical changes, an increase in power, and sometimes even a shift in personality or elemental typing. These evolutionary processes are deeply intertwined with the Pokemon's natural environment, its emotional state, and even specific items or unique circumstances. For instance, some Pokemon evolve through exposure to elemental stones, like the Fire Stone or Water Stone, which are believed to imbue them with concentrated elemental energy, triggering a rapid and dramatic change. Others evolve through trade, symbolizing the bond and trust formed between trainers, while some require specific times of day, certain levels of affection, or even knowledge of particular moves. The phenomenon of mega evolution, introduced in later generations, takes this concept even further, presenting a temporary, yet incredibly powerful, transformation that can only be achieved through a deep bond between a trainer and their Pokemon, facilitated by a keystone and a megastone. This transient evolution highlights the profound connection that can exist between humans and Pokemon, unlocking latent potential and momentarily pushing them beyond their ordinary limits. Beyond these grand concepts, the Pokemon world is filled with delightful and often peculiar details that add to its charm and depth. Consider the various regional forms, like the Alolan Vulpix or the Galarian Meowth, which showcase how Pokemon adapt and evolve differently when exposed to distinct environments and climates. These variations are not merely aesthetic, they often come with altered typing, abilities, and even different evolutionary lines, reflecting the unique ecological pressures and available resources within their respective regions. This concept of regional adaptation adds a layer of biological realism to the fantastical creatures, suggesting a complex and dynamic natural world where species are constantly evolving and diversifying. The social structures and behaviors of wild Pokemon are also remarkably diverse and often mirror those found in the animal kingdom, but with a unique Pokemon twist. Some Pokemon live in solitary splendor, guarding their territories fiercely, while others form complex social hierarchies within large colonies, like the intricate underground networks of Diglett and Dugtrio. There are nomadic Pokemon traveling in vast herds across plains and deserts, and territorial Pokemon that remain rooted in a specific habitat, protecting their young and resources. The interactions between different species, whether rivalries over food and nesting grounds or symbiotic relationships where Pokemon benefit from each other's presence, paint a vibrant picture of a thriving ecosystem. Observing these natural behaviors, understanding their calls, and deciphering their subtle cues are all crucial aspects of becoming a skilled Pokemon trainer or researcher, allowing for deeper connection and understanding. Even the seemingly mundane aspects of the Pokemon world hold fascinating lore. Take, for example, the various professions and roles that people hold. Beyond trainers and researchers, there are Pokemon breeders who specialize in raising strong and healthy Pokemon, nurturing them from eggs and understanding their genetic potential. There are Pokemon doctors and nurses, like the ubiquitous Nurse Joy, who dedicate their lives to healing and caring for sick or injured Pokemon, often with the assistance of Chansey or Audino. There are even Pokemon contest coordinators who focus on showcasing their Pokemon's grace and appeal in captivating performances, and Pokemon Rangers who work to protect wild Pokemon and their habitats from poachers and environmental threats. These diverse roles illustrate a society deeply integrated with and reliant upon Pokemon, where every aspect of life is touched by their presence, creating a rich tapestry of human Pokemon interaction. The culinary landscape of the Pokemon world is also surprisingly varied and imaginative. From the simple yet invigorating Poffins and Pokeblocks used to enhance a Pokemon's stats and appeal, to more elaborate regional delicacies, food plays an important role. Berries, in particular, are a staple, growing in countless varieties across different regions, each with unique flavors and beneficial effects, from restoring health to curing status conditions. These berries are not just food, they are also integral ingredients in many recipes, used to create energy drinks, medicines, and even dyes. The careful cultivation of berry fields and the knowledge of their properties are skills valued by many within the Pokemon world, underscoring the deep connection between the natural environment and daily life. The concept of friendship and bonding with Pokemon is perhaps one of the most heartwarming and central themes. It's not just about strength in battle, it's about mutual respect, trust, and affection. A strong bond can unlock hidden potential in a Pokemon, allow them to overcome seemingly impossible odds, and even influence their evolution. This emotional connection is often depicted as a tangible force capable of inspiring incredible feats and fostering deep loyalty. The happiness and well being of a Pokemon are often directly tied to the care and attention they receive from their trainer, reinforcing the idea that Pokemon are not merely tools, but cherished companions, each with their own feelings and personalities. Even the unique properties of certain items in the Pokemon world often have intriguing backstories. The mystical properties of items like the Everstone, which prevents a Pokemon from evolving, or the Lucky Egg, which increases the experience gained, are often attributed to ancient magic or rare natural phenomena. These items are not just game mechanics, they are often rare artifacts sought after by collectors and trainers alike, each with a tale of its origins and powers. The meticulously cataloged items, from healing potions to rare candies, contribute to the sense of a world rich with discoverable secrets and hidden wonders. The meteorological phenomena in the Pokemon world are also sometimes influenced by actual Pokemon, adding a touch of mythical grandeur to everyday weather. For instance, the legendary Pokemon Groudon and Kyogre are said to have the power to create land and sea, and their clashes can bring about extreme droughts and torrential rains, respectively. Rayquaza, another legendary, is believed to reside in the ozone layer and can calm the conflicts between Groudon and Kyogre, restoring balance to the weather. These powerful beings demonstrate how the natural world and the Pokemon world are inextricably linked, with powerful forces at play that shape landscapes and influence climates far beyond human control. The concept of gym leaders and the Pokemon League itself also has a fascinating history. The gym challenge is not merely a test of strength, it's a rite of passage, a journey of self discovery, and a way to foster growth in both trainer and Pokemon. Each gym leader is not just a powerful opponent, but often a specialist in a particular Pokemon type, embodying the principles and strategies associated with that type. They serve as mentors and gatekeepers, pushing aspiring trainers to develop their skills and deepen their understanding of Pokemon battles. The ultimate goal, becoming the champion, represents the pinnacle of a trainer's journey, a testament to their dedication, skill, and the strength of their bonds with their Pokemon. The various forms of communication in the Pokemon world are also quite diverse. While humans generally speak a common language, Pokemon communicate through a variety of calls, body language, and sometimes even telepathy. Understanding these subtle cues is crucial for trainers to effectively communicate with their Pokemon and build strong relationships. Some Pokemon, like Meowth in the anime, even demonstrate the ability to learn human speech, highlighting the potential for cross-species communication and understanding, blurring the lines between different forms of intelligence. The architectural styles and city planning across different regions also reflect the distinct cultures and environments. From the traditional wooden structures of Johto, evoking a sense of ancient history and nature, to the futuristic skyscrapers of Unavuf, symbolizing progress and innovation, each region possesses a unique aesthetic. These architectural details are not just background elements, they often tell a story about the values, history, and technological advancements of the people who inhabit these areas, creating a rich and varied landscape for exploration. Even the seemingly simple act of walking through tall grass holds a unique charm and a sense of anticipation, knowing that at any moment a wild Pokemon might emerge. This constant possibility of encountering new creatures, of discovering something unexpected, is a core part of the adventure. The rustling of leaves, the distant calls, the subtle shifts in the environment all contribute to the immersive experience, making every journey, no matter how short, feel like an expedition into the unknown. The history of exploration and discovery within the Pokemon world is also extensive, with numerous ancient ruins, forgotten temples, and uncharted territories waiting to be uncovered. These archaeological sites often hold clues about legendary Pokemon, ancient civilizations, and the very origins of the world. The meticulous work of archaeologists and historians, piecing together fragments of pottery, deciphering ancient texts, and studying fossilized remains, reveals a deeper understanding of the world's past and its connection to the present. Each unearthed artifact or deciphered inscription adds another layer to the intricate tapestry of Pokemon lore, enriching the understanding of its ancient foundations. The concept of shinies, those incredibly rare Pokemon with unusual colorations, also adds a layer of excitement and uniqueness to encounters. Those distinct variations, though purely cosmetic, are highly coveted by trainers and collectors, representing a testament to patience and luck. The thrill of discovering a shiny Pokemon, an unexpected anomaly in the natural world, further emphasizes the vast diversity and occasional unpredictability of the Pokemon universe, making every encounter a potential treasure hunt. The various modes of transportation in the Pokemon world are also quite imaginative, blending technology with natural elements. Beyond walking and biking, there are boats, trains, and even flying Pokemon that can carry trainers across vast distances. The HM and TM system, allowing Pokemon to learn specific moves to navigate obstacles like cutting down trees or surfing across water, further integrates Pokemon into the practicalities of travel, making them indispensable partners in exploration. This seamless integration of Pokemon into daily life and adventure reinforces their role as companions and facilitators, making journeys across vast and varied landscapes both efficient and enchanting. The subtle hum of machinery in a Pokemon Center, the gentle splash of water as a Magikarp jumps in a nearby pond, the soft chirping of a bug-type Pokemon in the quiet evening air. These ambient sounds weave together to form a peaceful soundtrack to the Pokemon world. Each sound, each rustle, each distant call contributes to the overall sense of tranquility and wonder, inviting one to drift deeper into the serene embrace of this extraordinary realm. The moon casting long shadows over slumbering towns, the gentle breeze whispering through ancient forests, and the distant glimmer of starlight reflecting on calm waters all conspire to create a perfect atmosphere for quiet reflection and peaceful rest. The very concept of a Pokemon professor, a dedicated researcher specializing in a particular field of Pokemon study, underscores the academic depth woven into the fabric of this world. These esteemed individuals, often found in laboratories filled with intricate equipment and stacks of research papers, are crucial figures in guiding aspiring trainers and advancing our understanding of Pokemon biology, behavior, and their environmental impact. Each region typically has its own renowned professor, like Professor Oak in Kanto or Professor Elm in Johto, who not only provides a starting Pokemon, but also entrusts the young trainer with a vital research mission, such as completing the Pokédex. This act of delegating significant scientific work to a fledgling trainer highlights a unique educational philosophy, one that values experiential learning and direct engagement with the natural world. The professor's unwavering dedication to their craft, their patient explanations, and their profound respect for all living things serve as a gentle reminder of the importance of curiosity and lifelong learning. Furthermore, the diverse array of Pokeballs, each designed for specific capture scenarios, reveals a thoughtful engineering approach. From the basic Pokeball, a reliable staple for any trainer, to the Great Ball and Ultra Ball, which offer improved capture rates, to more specialized variants like the Netball for water and bug-type Pokemon, or the Dusk Ball for nocturnal encounters. Each type is a testament to human ingenuity in adapting technology to the nuances of Pokemon ecology. The intricate mechanisms within each ball, allowing for the temporary miniaturization and peaceful containment of even the largest and most powerful Pokemon, remain a fascinating mystery, a blend of advanced science and perhaps a touch of subtle magic. The gentle click as a Pokeball seals, followed by the soft hum of its internal systems, is a comforting sound, signifying a new partnership forged or a successful capture achieved. The varying types of Pokemon gyms, each led by a formidable gym leader specializing in a particular Pokemon type, provide structured challenges for trainers on their journey. These gyms are not merely battle arenas, but also serve as training grounds and community hubs, often reflecting the unique culture and environment of the towns they inhabit. For instance, a water-type gym might be situated near a flowing river or a serene lake, its interior decorated with aquatic motifs, while a grass-type gym could be nestled amidst a lush botanical garden. The gym leaders themselves, with their distinctive personalities and carefully honed strategies, embody the mastery of a specific elemental affinity, offering valuable lessons in type matchups and battle tactics. Earning a gym badge from each leader is a rite of passage, a tangible mark of a trainer's growth and skill, and the quiet satisfaction of adding a new badge to one's collection is a small yet significant triumph on the path to becoming a Pokemon master. The concept of legendary and mythical Pokemon adds a layer of ancient grandeur and profound mystery to the world. These exceptionally rare and powerful beings are often associated with creation myths, natural phenomena, or pivotal historical events. Their existence is frequently shrouded in folklore, whispered tales, and enigmatic prophecies, making encounters with them extraordinarily rare and deeply significant. Unlike ordinary Pokemon, legendaries and mythicals often possess unique abilities and play crucial roles in maintaining the balance of the world, from shaping landscapes to governing time itself. The hushed reverence with which they are spoken of, the awe-inspiring power they command, and the profound impact they have on the world's equilibrium imbue them with an almost divine presence. To even glimpse one of these magnificent creatures is considered a profound honor, a testament to the sheer wonder and boundless possibilities that exist within the Pokemon universe. The quiet rustle of leaves as a legendary Pokemon passes by, the subtle shift in the air pressure, or the faint ethereal glow emanating from their forms, are all subtle indicators of their extraordinary presence. The regional variations, known as regional forms, also showcase the adaptability of Pokemon to different environments. These fascinating adaptations, where a familiar Pokemon species develops distinct appearances, types, and even abilities in different regions, offer compelling insights into evolutionary biology within the Pokemon world. For example, The Alalan Vulpix, with its icy fur and ice fairy typing, is a stark contrast to its fire-breathing Kanto counterpart, a direct result of adapting to the snowy peaks of Alola. These variations not only add to the aesthetic diversity of the Pokemon world, but also highlight the profound influence of habitat and climate on genetic expression. Observing these regional forms quietly reminds us of the intricate dance between species and environment, a constant process of adaptation and change. Each unique regional form tells a silent story of survival and evolution, a testament to the resilience and versatility of life itself. The various types of berries, each with unique flavors and effects, demonstrate a thoughtful integration of natural resources into gameplay and Pokemon care. These naturally grown fruits can restore health, boost stats, cure status conditions, or even influence a Pokemon's nature. The simple act of cultivating a berry patch, watering the plants, and patiently waiting for them to ripen connects trainers to the rhythms of nature. The gentle rustling of leaves in a berry patch, the faint, sweet scent carried on the breeze, and the soft plop of a ripe berry falling into one's hand evoke a sense of peaceful, agrarian life. The meticulous planning involved in crossbreeding berries to achieve new varieties further exemplifies the depth of this seemingly simple mechanic, rewarding experimentation and observation. The existence of Mega Evolution, a temporary power-up that allows certain Pokemon to achieve a heightened state of strength and altered appearance during battle, represents a fascinating blend of scientific discovery and the profound bond between trainer and Pokemon. Triggered by a Megastone held by the Pokemon and a Keystone worn by the trainer, this phenomenon is not merely an increase in power, but often involves significant physiological changes and a temporary alteration of the Pokemon's type. The intense glow and shimmering energy that surround a Pokemon as it mega evolves, the subtle shift in its silhouette, and the surge of power felt by both trainer and Pokemon are all testaments to the extraordinary potential unlocked through this deep connection. It's a fleeting transformation, a burst of concentrated energy and spirit that speaks to the hidden reserves of power within a Pokemon, brought forth by an unbreakable bond of trust and affection. The quiet hum of the Keystone and the gentle pulse of the Megastone resonate with a deep, almost ancient energy. The concept of friendship or happiness as an intrinsic stat for Pokemon adds a layer of emotional depth to the trainer-Pokemon relationship. Beyond battle prowess, a Pokemon's overall well-being and affection for its trainer can influence its performance, unlock special abilities, and even trigger evolutions, as seen with Pokemon like Golbat evolving into Crobat. This mechanic emphasizes the importance of nurturing a bond, engaging in gentle play, providing care, and offering kind words. The subtle wag of a tail, the soft nuzzle against a hand, or the contented sigh of a Pokemon are all quiet indicators of a strong friendship, a testament to the emotional intelligence of these creatures. It teaches a gentle lesson about reciprocity and the profound rewards of genuine companionship, reminding us that Pokemon are not just tools for battle, but sentient beings deserving of love and respect. The intricate world of contests and performances where Pokemon showcase their beauty, coolness, cuteness, cleverness, or toughness through elegant moves and dazzling displays offers an alternative path to glory beyond traditional battles. These events, judged on criteria far removed from raw power, celebrate the aesthetic and artistic aspects of Pokemon abilities. The gentle glow of stage lights, the appreciative murmurs of the audience, and the careful choreography of a Pokemon's movements create an atmosphere of refined artistry. Trainers meticulously plan their Pokemon's outfits, choose their moves for maximum appeal, and coordinate their performance with grace and precision. It's a quiet ballet of skill and presentation where the bond between trainer and Pokemon is expressed through synchronized beauty and creative flair. Even the soft applause of the audience is a gentle sound, a testament to the beauty unfolding before them. The existence of hidden abilities, rare and often powerful abilities that a Pokemon may possess, adds an element of anticipation and discovery to Pokemon breeding and capture. Unlike standard abilities, hidden abilities are often harder to find, typically passed down through specific breeding methods or encountered in unique circumstances. Their presence can significantly alter a Pokemon's strategic viability, making them highly sought after by competitive trainers. The quiet thrill of discovering a Pokemon with a hidden ability, a subtle advantage waiting to be unleashed, is like finding a hidden gem. It speaks to the genetic diversity within species and the potential for unexpected strengths to emerge. The various forms of weather in the Pokemon world, from gentle rain showers to harsh sandstorms and blizzards, actively impact battles and the environment. These meteorological phenomena are not merely aesthetic backdrops, but dynamic elements that can alter Pokemon abilities, damage certain types, and even influence the availability of certain wild Pokemon. The subtle patter of raindrops on leaves, the soft whistle of the wind, or the quiet crunch of snow underfoot all contribute to a rich sensory experience. Understanding and utilizing weather effects becomes a strategic layer in battles, requiring trainers to adapt their teams and tactics to the ever-changing natural conditions. This integration of weather emphasizes the interconnectedness of all elements within the Pokemon world, a gentle reminder of nature's omnipresent influence. The concept of breeding Pokemon, allowing trainers to hatch new Pokemon from eggs, is a deeply intricate and rewarding aspect of the game. It involves understanding egg groups, IVs, individual values, and natures to meticulously craft Pokemon with desired traits and abilities. The quiet anticipation of waiting for an egg to hatch, the gentle rock of the cradle, and the soft chirping of a freshly hatched Pokemon evoke a sense of parental care and the miracle of new life. This process not only allows for the creation of stronger Pokemon, but also fosters a deeper appreciation for genetics and the subtle nuances of heredity. Each newly hatched Pokemon, a unique combination of its parents' genes, represents a fresh start and a new potential addition to a trainer's family. The Pokédex, a high-tech electronic encyclopedia, serves as a trainer's primary tool for documenting and learning about the diverse species encountered. Each entry, filled with concise biological data, behavioral observations, and often a short ecological note, slowly builds a comprehensive understanding of the Pokemon world's inhabitants. The quiet hum of the device as it scans a new Pokemon, the soft click as an entry is completed, and the satisfying feeling of progress as more entries are filled reinforce the underlying theme of observation and discovery. Completing the Pokédex, a monumental task, is not just about collecting, but about gaining knowledge, appreciating the vast diversity of life, and contributing to the scientific understanding of this extraordinary realm. The various evolutionary stones, such as the Fire Stone, Water Stone, or Thunderstone, offer a fascinating glimpse into the catalysts that can trigger certain Pokemon's development. These rare, naturally occurring minerals, imbued with specific elemental energies, provide a direct pathway for some Pokemon to evolve, bypassing the need for level up or friendship requirements. The gentle shimmer of an evolutionary stone, the subtle warmth it emits, and the transformative glow that envelops a Pokemon upon contact are all quiet manifestations of nature's inherent power. The precise moment of evolution, a burst of light followed by a distinct change in form, is a small miracle, a testament to the latent potential within each Pokemon. The diverse array of held items, ranging from stat-boosting berries and type-enhancing plates to status-curing medicines and strategic battle items, adds a profound layer of depth to Pokemon battles and care. These items, either found in the environment, purchased from shops, or received as gifts, require careful consideration for their strategic application. The gentle clink of an item being equipped, the subtle shift in a Pokemon's aura as it benefits from its held item, and the quiet satisfaction of a well-placed item turning the tide of a battle all contribute to the rich tactical experience. It's a testament to the idea that even small details can have significant impacts, highlighting the importance of preparation and thoughtful resource management. The quiet, almost meditative act of fishing for water-type Pokemon, using various rods and different bodies of water, offers a peaceful respite from the more intense aspects of a trainer's journey. The gentle plop of the lure hitting the water, the patient wait for a bite, and the subtle tug on the line create a calming rhythm. It's a moment of connection with nature, a chance to observe the aquatic life, and a reminder that not every encounter needs to be a fierce battle. The soft splash as a Pokemon is reeled in, the glint of sunlight on its scales, and the quiet satisfaction of a successful catch all contribute to a sense of serenity and accomplishment. The subtle sounds of the water, the distant calls of other Pokemon, and the gentle breeze all combine into a soothing symphony. The concept of post-game content in the Pokemon world goes beyond merely defeating the Elite Four and the champion, offering a wealth of additional challenges, exploration opportunities, and legendary encounters. This extended gameplay encourages continued engagement with the world, providing new areas to discover, stronger trainers to battle, and rare Pokemon to seek out. The quiet satisfaction of uncovering a hidden cave, the thrill of encountering a powerful legendary Pokemon previously unseen, or the sustained challenge of a battle facility all contribute to a feeling of endless adventure. It reinforces the idea that the journey never truly ends, that there's always more to explore, more to learn, and more bonds to forge, ensuring that the Pokemon world remains a place of continuous wonder and discovery. The distant sounds of celebratory fireworks, the soft murmur of conversations in a bustling town, and the gentle creak of a boat setting sail toward a new horizon all invite peaceful contemplation.